Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Anime Lately podcast, your ultimate hub for all things anime and more. This is episode 150, and we're about to unleash a whirlwind of excitement. Join us, powered by AniMa Weebs Studio, and that's with a 3, as we embark on another thrilling journey into the world of animation. This week, we are diving deep into the summer season anime. As our main topic, we'll be giving the preview of what is good, what is bad, or towards our guest, towards his words, what is trash, and we will debate if it's not or if it is. So engage with us, share this episode, bring your friends, and let's make tonight unforgettable. And this episode is a live recording, so definitely come here, stay tuned. All the timestamps will be down below on the description. So as always, let's get into it. As always, your host for the show, the Anime Lately podcast, episode 150, and is Vash. Join us in the long name anime series summer season, brought to you by thyself, Vash, because we'll be talking about not just one, not just two, not just three, about 4 or 5 long anime series this season, and it's gonna be fun. Here's my other co-host.
Oh my gosh, why are we doing this? Why with all the long named anime? How's it going, everybody? It's your world champion, as always, Watkins here. I am going to be your guide through the new hit summer isekai anime. Help! I was minding my own business while catering a wedding, but then I was transported to a new world and became a goblin's maid of honor.
I don't know why, but when you scream help, the first thing that triggered my memory, it was when Thor and Loki was, I think, Thor Ragnarok, when Thor said, let's do help, and Loki was saying, I hate doing help, and they literally just like came out the elevator, help, my brother, and just kept throwing Loki around, dragging him.
Yep. Look, that's how it feels watching these isekai anime. Let me tell you.
Word, I feel like I'm being transferred to a different universe and being here with my wife. You know, Harley Quinn here. But hey, I don't want to be, still your girl. How you doing, Jokestar?
Boy, don't get it twisted. So Rome can't be here this week yet again. He is on a trip with some deer. But speaking of deer, I'm your boy. It's Jokester. And Shika nuka 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 tush tan tan. Shika nuka 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 tush tan tan. Shika nuka 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 tush tan tan.
All right, I'm gonna deafen now. So look.
If anybody does not get the reference, go jump into the main topic. If you're watching this as VOD, if not, stay tuned for our summer season conversation, because we're finally talking about it after 3 weeks since episode 148, trying to get into the conversation. But we're finally here for that, for the main topic. But without further ado, we have our guest came back. He said that, you know what, I'm not here just for one episode. I'm not just here for 2 episodes. He's coming back for a 3rd one. How you doing, Crash?
Good morning, afternoon, evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Crash, and now they call me the Booty Warrior, because the booty is mine. Can I take it from me? Can I take my booty?
Crying. I was not expecting a Boondocks reference, bro.
You know what? I said go big or go home, boys. Let's get it.
Good.
I was like, that sounds
Proud
familiar. I'm like,
you.
where do I hear that from?
My booty is mine. It belongs to me. You cannot take my booty.
But if you're here new to the channel, guys, welcome. We are the Anime Podcast show where we are conversational and we talk about anything that is pop culture, anything that's media. This is an Anime Lately podcast where we also talk about anime that is sometimes our topics, like the main topic for today's show. But for right now, we used to start off with something called the Life Update Lounge, and then right after that, we will follow up with the media, with what media we've been consuming. But I'm like, it felt like repetitive, so I'm like, let's combine them. So we came up with the Weebs Lounge as the new name, and it will be discussing the personal updates and the latest media we have consumed. So without further ado, welcome to the Life and Media Lounge, where it's time to talk about our weekly check-in on the highs and lows, along with the latest anime and manga and media we're enjoying. Pour a virtual cup of a drink of your choice, settle in, and let's connect on the personal side of our journey and about the media that will be keeping us entertained. So, how's everyone week been doing? Any exciting news or challenges that you want to share? What we've been consuming lately in terms of anime and manga, comics, media / books. If anybody still read books nowadays, let's keep it to the conversation.
All right. So I
Well,
guess I'll go first. I went to BlurredCon this past weekend. It was lit. It was very hot. Like, it was so damn hot. I know it's been hot everywhere, but it was so goddamn hot, bro. Like, thank God I kept a portable fan on me. I actually prepared this time, but damn was it hot. I was in jeans this entire weekend for cosplay. Big mistake of my life, because damn was it hot. But no, it was so fucking
I was
fun,
about to
bro.
ask how was the cosplay of the Harley Quinn and the other one that I can't recall off the top of my head of that you.
Okay, so my Harley Quinn cosplay, I feel like it was great. I found a new way for the gloves to work, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm just using some copper fit gloves since they don't go all over the fingers or whatever. And I found a way to cover that logo. That's fine. I need to repaint the gun because I didn't put any finisher on it, so the paint would stay. And with it being very hot, my sweat got on the gun and ruined some of the paint.
oh no.
And the birdie cosplay was fine. I wore it on Sunday, so I didn't stay that long on Sunday, so it was dope. I took a picture in it, so yeah. But yeah, no, it was fun. I got to hear Phil Lamar speak. He was amazing. He was talking mad shit about the industry. I loved it. I got to see Cleo Thomas on stage. He starred in a short movie that they showed us because they were talking about black directors. I also got to later see him at a party dressed as Powerline doing the dance on stage with another dude also dressed as Powerline.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh yeah, no, it was extremely fun, and they had a DJ playing at all times there. The Smash tournament took for fucking ever, to the point where I actually lost on purpose, but just because I wanted to go eat dinner. And like, yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I mainly went there to hang out with friends, and I did do that, but I also did have a lot of fun. This was like my first time really, because I never pay attention to panels when I go to cons. All cons are just big hangouts for me. But like I genuinely enjoyed almost every panel that I sat in.
Well, good.
That's good.
So,
I usually go to cons
I found like
for the panels, but I've been slacking, so I get what you're saying, that you just been hanging out more. So that's good to get a good time.
Anything exclusive from the panels that we may not know about that you want to speak on?
Yeah.
Other than, so the movie, the short film that we saw was a film called Vigilante. Basically, people with powers are illegal, because I think My Hero, but backwards, like where being a hero is a business there, to where they have schools for it. Being a hero, you have to specifically have a license for. But it's very, like, they made it extremely hard to get that license. It's like owning a gun license in Japan. Like, you have to be like a cop or something else to actually have a gun or to have these powers. And so you have like heroes who are trying to stop drug dealings because people are selling drugs like power boosters. So I think that was a thing that happened at MHA. Overhaul was selling power blockers.
Yes.
It wasn't
boosters. Yeah.
There were power boosters too, I believe, but I think that might have been vigilantes though.
That was vigilantes.
No, it was because there were power boosters because didn't Red Riot and Fat Nigga didn't they fight against one of the power boosted dudes?
No, they had the bullets.
I don't
where
think so.
They had
But that's from Ellie.
Yeah. When they were getting those, like when they were originally fighting. Weren't they fighting a dude who had like, it was like blades coming out of his skin or some shit like that?
It's like season 2, I think, or season 3.
Yeah, he took one of those drugs and then just boosted.
Yeah, but they do have boosters in the series, so
yeah. So basically, that was that happened. Cleo Thomas caused a fucking shift in the thing because he turned out to be like a surprise enemy. So it was actually a really dope movie premiering. I don't know when they're going to like release it to the masses because apparently we're like at BlurCon we were the third showing ever of it.
Oh, nice.
But
Nice.
for something to be made on like a $40,000 budget, it was really good.
Oh, hey, it's good to
Gonna
know.
keep an eye out for that.
It's good to know where they put their money at and actually get good results. It's like the right team or the right production and time, you can make some type of magic. So I'm glad to hear that. Like with a good amount of budget and you made a good enough type of project, that's good to hear.
Yeah, no, I genuinely enjoyed it. So yeah, that was BlurCon. I had a lot of fun. And I do plan on they changed it to March of next year instead of July, so thank God it won't be in the dead of heat. But yeah, I definitely plan on going next year.
A lot of cons are changing their dates because I know Anime NYC went from last year November to now end of August, and DreamCon is also this will be the last year in Texas. They're going to be moving somewhere else, so they have to find new venues, and it might change also their time slot as well if things if things.
Oh
don't work out.
wait, this is their last year in Texas?
Yep.
Oh man, I was planning on going next year. No.
Oh no. But hey, it might be closer to you.
Yeah, it might be closer. Hopefully, maybe it comes to New York.
There's
or
that
something,
possibility.
Yeah, but
or
I was going to
something
use
like
that as an excuse to go to Texas.
Ah, yeah.
Oh.
Hey, now you have another excuse to go to Texas. Probably meet some friends, or probably go to another condos over there.
Or, if it's in DC or Baltimore, you have another excuse to come, closer to where I am.
And
I mean, I literally am from DC. I never need an excuse to go back. If I got the days off, I'll go back. If I got the days off and the gas.
But what else do you want to highlight over the past week? Jokestar, like, what else have you watched? And did they want to give highlight to anything you have seen recently?
Outside of the summer anime, yes, I do. So, a few weeks ago, I told y'all about some of the SpongeBob theories that I've been watching.
Oh yeah.
And I've been
Here we
giving
go.
walk-ins like a SpongeBob theory every day, like every week, right? So I actually have a new one, and this is the Man Ray theory. So basically, this is about so in Man Ray, one of the first episodes we see him in, he ends up meeting SpongeBob, and he's encased in a tub of tartar sauce, of frozen tartar sauce. They let him out. They put a tickle belt on him to try to reform him, and they ended up doing it by accident because they overloaded the tickle belt. So whenever he tried to do villainy, he would laugh, and then he said, "You know what? Screw this. I'm not even about it anymore." Took his helmet off, gave it to SpongeBob, and walked away. Right. So, after that, you see Man Ray back to villainy, like in different episodes. And you would wonder, like, wait, we thought you reformed. What are you doing, being a villain? And then basically the theory is about one of the episodes that end up happening where Patrick and SpongeBob goes back in time because of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. And when they go back in time, the tartar sauce that Man Ray was gonna get encased in got ate by Patrick.
Oh, so he wasn't frozen then.
He never got frozen. What ended up happening by the end of that episode was so many SpongeBob and Patricks appeared because, of course, the time loop theory or whatever, same shit Family Guy did a few years ago. Because of that amount of SpongeBob and Patrick's, Man Ray was like, "The fuck am I even doing here?" And he just left. So they never stopped him. They never caught him in tartar sauce. He was never frozen. Therefore, he's still evil.
Interesting.
Okay. All right.
So
some of that might have been like later seasons I never watched, but oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely was. But I think it was. I thought that theory was amazing, and I love it. It's one of the more concise theories of Pokemon, or not of Pokemon, of fucking SpongeBob.
Come on, Patrick, we gotta catch them all. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh,
I believe it.
Yeah, that's great. That's glorious. Yeah, I'm down with it. I can get behind it.
I feel like Patrick, if he had a Pokemon, it'd be a Geodude.
No lie,
yeah.
I don't know if anyone saw it on IG, but
And Slowpoke.
some artist has actually been drawing the wrestlers of WWE and adding a Pokemon that will go with them. And I don't know their ad. My apologies if anybody has seen or follow it, but it's really cool design. They have Cody Rhodes with the dog Pokemon. That's the black one with the fur. I know that's so common for a lot of dog Pokemon. That's his name. But
I
I'm
was
talking
about to say, yeah, Houndoom, Mightyena.
it's from the first original season. It's like those black dogs that was always with the cops. I think.
Oh, Growlithe?
No, not Growlithe. That's the fire one.
You're thinking of Mightyena. You're thinking of Mightyena. That's from Gen 3.
Okay, Gen 3. Because Growlithe, I think is Growlithe was with Damian Priest. No, Growlithe was with another wrestler. I think Roman Reigns. I think it was Growlithe.
I gotta see this. I gotta see this thread.
It's a pretty cool
Yeah, I gotta
idea.
look this up.
If anything, while somebody else talks, I could see my most recent likes. Probably I could find it, see, I could scroll through. But Crash, I want to pass it to you. Is there anything that you've been watching or in life, any life updates you want to give to us, or anything that you want to highlight of what you've been consuming?
You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool, because I can't see anything on my end. What can I say about this week? Very busy at work, been doing my thing. But what my biggest highlight this week, I do want to give a personal shout out to a very close friend of mine. One would say my best friend. I do have a lot of close friends and friends I do rely on a lot, but I do want to give a really big shout out to my girlfriend, hopefully potentially my wife of 7 years, going on to 8, who I just started getting into anime with. And we started watching a lot of anime together. We just started binging the first season of Nishinoko and the Apothecary Diaries. We're getting into season 2 and waiting for season 2 of the Apothecary Diaries and potentially to watch more anime in the future. So a big shout out to her to, expanding her horizons and trying out new shows like me. Besides that, I did write last week on my Facebook that I was skipping certain animes, and this one certain anime that doesn't seem to go away on my feed, about a deer and the crazy the crazy adventure she's having right now. And I was already told in advance, no, don't watch it, it's gonna be bad. And I listened to it, but I keep seeing these memes and I'm like, you know what, I already seen one bad anime, what's another bad anime in my list? At least I'll talk bad about it. And I started watching it, which we'll get into, but I'm glad I gave it a shot. Let's start with that. Besides that, I'm just glad to be here with the podcast with you guys to talk a lot, have a good laugh, and enjoy the night.
I just want to say, really great choices to start wifey with her first animes. Because my first choice with wifey was One Piece. Like most people be like, "Damn, bro, how do you fucking start?"
Mistake.
Look, it's not a mistake. She's at 800 something. So far,
Look.
it worked out well. She's at 800 something. We
At
haven't
least-
continued a month, but hey, she's at 850 something.
Hey, I mean, I'm happy for her. Damn, I'm happy for her.
I'll give you that.
I will say, I did bring up something to her attention, and I will share it with you guys. I'm not afraid to say it out loud. I do watch a lot of anime, but I am based on what I watched. And now that she's in, but she is familiar with One Piece. She is aware of like how long the series is, and I have made a bet with not only her, but with like my other close friends. And I have stated that if she finishes One Piece before me, because I'm only on episode 9, and it's gonna take me a long time to catch up. If she gets up to the series, like catches up to the current episodes, I will give up watching anime entirely.
That's insane.
I had all this time to catch up. Did not like. I'd be in the beginning. I will put it out there. I'm not afraid to say it. At one point, I thought One Piece was trash. One Piece doesn't. I mean, not One Piece. Luffy doesn't go out with Nami. He doesn't get the One Piece. Why is it over 1,000 episodes? Then I watched it. And I'm like, okay, they're cooking. And mind you, I'm only on episode 9, but I know enough about the manga and the show to know what's going on. Okay, cool. There's some heat going on. I can admit to that. But, you know, I'm that type of guy where let me finish everything on my plate first and then get to the big meal right there, the 1,000 episodes, and just go straight through it. But if my girl can beat me to that before then, I really have no excuse because I've had literally since I was a kid to watch One Piece. I literally have no excuse at this point where she could bench all that literally in a couple of weeks, and I got no excuse.
As somebody who's been watching One Piece for the past 10, 15 years, and I know Watkins could have some other example, but as somebody who put my wife onto it, when we first started our relationship 6-8 years ago, she was only on episode 0. She has never watched anime. I got her into. She has seen all of Dr. Stone season 1, 2, 3, and 4. And
nice.
I also got her into Kaguya-sama Love is War. We have not continued. She's stuck on season 1, and I got her into another one. Is Fly Me to the Moon, but I forgot the English version.
Fuck y'all in relationships, bro. Hey, does somebody want to be my girlfriend? I'm trying to watch anime with somebody too. I'm tired of this shit.
Yo,
I don't mean to be disrespectful. I'm sorry, boys. I'm sorry.
No, but I can't lie. It's fun, like, just to watch it because, like, I've seen Fly Me to the Moon to my girl. Like she enjoys it, and it's just nice to see that. One Piece, I will say this is do not think for Crash and for anybody watching this episode, do not think of anybody to think One Piece is a rush to watch. Enjoy. One Piece has a lot of symbolism within the series and a lot of symbolism within the story that's not fun of the face. Even my brother, who is on almost up to fucking 1,000, he's at 990. I'm on story-wise on manga 970. He passed me. I'm proud of him, and I'm the one I got him into. I'm like, yes, keep going. I'll meet you past Wano now. A year ago, I used to tell him I'll meet you at Wano. Now it's like I'll meet you at Egghead. It's like, hey, I'll see you there. But don't ever think that's a rush. One Piece is still not ending in the next 5 years. That is roughly, One Piece will not be ending by then. So you still got time. Will you be spoiled if you haven't read or catch up to the anime to hear about what is the One Piece? Most likely. If you're not reading it, you will get spoiled. Once we find out what is the One Piece or more about the story, you will be spoiled. But at the end of the day,
know if I ever make it in the industry, I'm spoiling One Piece for everybody.
Do it. Let us know what the One Piece is.
Well, Chad, I'm gonna tell you now, I have never fired somebody so fast in my life that somebody might get fired in the company on the spot. Once I see my own team member do that, and I'm like probably busy flying a plane or doing something, and I come onto it and I see my own team member do that, I'm like, yo, Paul, it's been great having you for the past couple of 5 years on the team, but that just hurt my soul. I gotta let you go just because of that.
That's wow.
I'm like, Dad, you're gonna spoil the One Piece for us consuming this for 20-something years?
Listen. Everyone deserves to know. Everyone deserves. Do it.
Imagine the One Piece is just the frisbee bit of
fuck them.
Nah, but I have a question to Watkins. What do you think of what I said? Like, do you think it's a rush for what Crash is trying to do, or do you think like just take your time? It's all about the venture and not the destination, as what people always say.
Yeah. First of all, your first mistake. I'm already going to tell you all right now. Your first mistake, because this is what I do whenever I recommend One Piece to people. I'm like, all right, look, you're better off reading the manga to a certain point than watching the anime. Because for one, like you haven't gotten to this yet, Crash. You won't get to it till like maybe like episode like 400 or 500 or whatever. But there's a point where like the pacing is just god awful. Even on a binge, it is horrendous with the pacing at a certain point. So
what are we talking about?
For me with the anime, it's not until like the time skip.
Okay.
When like everybody's coming back and all that stuff, like that's when you start noticing like a bit of a dip in the pacing and all that. And then you get to an arc called Dressrosa in the anime, and it's just like, oh god, why are we spending like a whole episode on half of a chapter? Like, and it feels like it drags. It feels like nothing happens, even on a binge. So that's why I always recommend reading it and then looking up like certain scenes, like on YouTube or like on Crunchyroll, to find the episode and all that. Because that way you can get the context of it with like the music and like the animation, like all that stuff. Until you get to Wano. When you get to Wano, like when you get to the Wano arc, that's when I recommend watching the anime, because even if they do like an episode that does like maybe 80% of a chapter, it is at least engaging enough and the animation is at least good enough to be like, okay, you know what? I dig this. I dig this a lot. And especially when they get to like the later fights in Wano, it far surpasses the manga. The manga now and it's basically become a storyboard for the anime, if I'm being honest.
It is.
But like, and that's nothing to like really downplay the quality at all, because like Vash said, it is an adventure. Like, don't feel like you have to rush because you might get spoiled on something, because if you do end up getting spoiled on something, at least with me, whenever I get spoiled on something, it's like, okay, I know what's gonna happen, but now that I know what's gonna happen, I can start looking for clues leading up to that thing. I can start seeing now how the creator started piecing this together. That's why I love revisiting shit. Like One Piece, for example, because then like I start noticing a few other things, like, oh wait, shoot, I didn't notice that before with Luffy. Oh wait, yeah. Zoro said this then, or like Sanji acted like this then. Oh, that was foreshadowing for like later on. So like,
I would like to add a caveat for anybody that's watching about One Piece, and we'll move along. Crash, know that if you ever do watch One Piece, or anybody watching about this, One Piece anime and Wano, be careful, because Toei changed a couple of the lines from the manga that I'm a bit mad about, and Toei just doesn't like Sanji for some apparent reason. They always like to give the L to Sanji for some reason, because this is the thing that gets me mad.
It's great.
How is it that you have a guy, Rayleigh, say that our 2 stars, right king and left king, for the Pirate King Luffy in the manga, but then in the anime he says it more vaguely, talking about Zoro only and not really Sanji. And Sanji keeps getting an L in the anime when it doesn't happen in the manga. So it's like, what the fuck? So I just want to give that caveat to anybody that's going to watch One Piece. Toei has a bitch feeling towards Sanji for some apparent reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to finish the intro, because I know I'm really, really dragging this. So that was the goal. Finish One Piece before that, and it's a bit of a joke with my friends, because everyone, like my close friends, everybody's up to date. I'm the only one in my friend group that is not even close to being finished. But other than that, I did catch some books. We were discussing last week about Assassin's Creed Origins, and since it was Amazon Prime Day yesterday and the day before, I did cop some comic books for it since I was on sale. Haven't read them yet. I'm gonna collect them, here and there until I get the whole collection set. But I'm building my collection here and there, when the sales come around. Other than that, just been enjoying life with you.
How about you, Watkins? What's been new with you? What have you been consuming that's to be highlighted?
Well, I mean, I've been, honestly, this week kind of escaped me, because like I reached like last night when I unfortunately was on a Discord call watching Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. Do not recommend if you value your childhood, especially if you grew up in the 2000s. Yeah, no, don't watch it. Don't do it. The only thing I will say to watch out of context is the Kevin Conroy scene. I would recommend that, just again, maybe get some closure if you're a big Batman fan. But besides that, I had to catch up on some of the anime we'll talk about later on. I at least watched episode 1 of all the stuff I planned on watching. I guess I'm starting this Deer anime soon. I'll see what that's about. If it does not make me chuckle out loud,
Chica
am
nuka
going
nuka
to
nuka to
All right,
shantan.
look, chat. By
I
next
am
week
going to
recording,
kick those horns.
by next week recording, episode 151, I should also announce this now. Next week episode recording is a pre-recorded episode, so this is a stream. Next week will be a recorded episode. We will talk about the Deer anime because I haven't yet watched it, so we'll be talking about the Deer anime as a quick type of spoiler review because we need to talk about it because it's been a meme all across the past 3 weeks.
Yeah. Other than that, I did start Assassin's Creed Origins. I have not gotten that far. I at least got through the prologue and killed the first dude. So now I have Regency to actually play the game more because I'm like, hey, no, how dare you make me do that? And I'm not going to spoil what happens in that prologue, but I'm like, yeah, no, I'm down with this. So I'm going to slowly make my way through that, and then I'm glad we were talking about One Piece because this past Saturday, I actually went to go see the One Piece Symphony that's been on tour in America. And oh, dude, it was so good. It was so like the biggest thing with One Piece is just how like, and there are those negative parts of every fandom and all that, and especially with One Piece, like it can get pretty nasty at places. But like, there are those moments, and there are those people, and there are those times where it's just like you're around them, and you just feel like you're part of something special, and that's what that symphony was that night. Because it's like they had a couple sing along parts where it's like Bink Sake and the first One Piece anime opening. So those were like sing-alongs for like the whole crowd, and like being in a crowd like that and having like people like singing these songs, and like there was this couple that was sitting in front of me like bouncing and like dancing throughout the whole second part of the concert, and I'm just like, wow, you guys are digging this. I love this, all that, and like there's all these cosplays going around. I don't know, just like being in that environment and just listening to this music being played. They were playing like certain scenes from the anime and all that. Like, I don't know, it was something really special, and something that if you ever get a chance to like go see something like it, let's say you're big into video games. Let's say you're a Sonic fan out there, and like, because I know Sonic has like a symphony that goes around playing like the music from the games and all that. So like, if you ever get a chance to see that and you're a big Sonic fan, highly recommend. Same thing with like the One Piece Symphony, or like Zelda, if they ever do like another orchestra concert like that again. Like, highly recommend if you ever get a chance to do that, because like it can really give you a deeper the series can just resonate a little deeper with you in that aspect, because like there was a time this past year where like One Piece was kind of like hitting the back burner with me as a fan, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm still reading it, but like I'm not really feeling it anymore. But like this symphony kind of helped me kind of regain that love for the series again.
I was
other than those things, yeah.
I was gonna add to this. Watkins, it says 100%. If you have ever had the chance to go to a symphony of any of your favorite series, go to, because I experienced one. It was My Hero Academia. It was symphony back at Anime NYC back in 2019. They had a symphony, and they had the actual composer being there, and it was, you know, live. It was beautiful. You felt the emotions. He also we heard the You Might, like the actual You Might from the movie and everything. You felt the emotions.
Might plus you.
Yeah, Might plus you. We heard that one.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. I felt like I was there. It was such a beautiful experience. I would definitely wish to have gone to One Piece the symphony, because the one score or movie score I've been listening still after months, after years, is the One Piece film Red. One Piece film Red, the score, the soundtrack, Uta, the music, it hits. It's just still upbringing. I even have listened to Uta during the gym with my brother, and my brother would judge me like, "The fuck? Why you listen to this shit? Like, how about you listen to some rap or some rock?" I'm like, "What the fuck? You know, this is hype for me. My girl Uta, you know, gets me in the pump of the gym session to school."
You know, you got that
So they
meme
didn't-
online where it's like you can see those two girls like running down the treadmill. It's like, I wonder what that buff guy in the corner is listening to, and he's like
Oh,
really
yeah.
hard, like he's going deep in. It's like the One Piece intro. Like, yeah, that's what I'm listening to. That's
Man.
what gets me in the
Yeah,
zone.
that's Paul right now listening
Yeah,
to
dude.
like Oshiko no Shoki no.
That's it.
That's him right now at the
Oh my
corner of the gym
God.
right there.
So believe it or not, when I was at work, I found the hour-long video of that.
No shot.
Twitter.
You gotta send it to
And-
us.
Why would you?
No shot.
Don't tell me you played it.
35
Don't
minutes
tell me you
in.
played it.
I made it about 35 minutes in. And it's like, because I come from the era of the internet where we had things like Nyan Cat for 3 hours long, or, you know, Nyan Cat for
Nah.
10 hours or whatever. And I have sat through those things, you know, like I am pure brain rot
Why
of a
would
person.
you do that to yourself?
Memes have been
Why would you do
peaked
that
for
to
such a long time. Like you can't expect what's gonna be the next best thing. You know.
I feel like I can understand that because I listened to the 6-hour song repeat of the Batman with Matt Reeves. I forgot the artist's name, but the main opening of the Matt Reeves song is the Batman one is like the nun, and you hear the heels of him walking. The song is called Something in the Way. Highly recommend it. If you love the Matt Reeves song, it's called Something in the Way by Nirvana. It's highly
Ooh.
recommended. That song from
I only know that song because of a meme.
the only reason I know is because of the song, because of the movie The Batman with Matt Reeves is fucking amazing, and that song I have listened to it.
I still need to watch that movie.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God.
no, somebody
Do
just
it.
made a TikTok where they was like, something's in my ass. And I was just like, that's the only reason I know that song.
I'm gonna break your heart, Vash.
What's up?
About to break your heart.
No.
Movie
doesn't
was
like it.
straight trash. You seen the review on my
Wait,
Facebook?
hold on,
I wrote
hold
a
on.
whole essay about that.
Hold up, you tell me the Batman with Matt Reeves with our boy from Twilight is straight trash,
Bro,
man.
3 hours. I fell asleep halfway through it. The only thing good for it was Catwoman. Played a great Catwoman. Zoe. I forgot her name. I know people are gonna kill me for
Zoe
that.
Kravitz, release
Thank
the
you, Zoe.
Kravitz cut.
Thank you.
Release the Kravitz cut.
Best Catwoman
Yes,
I've seen in a very long
please.
time.
Oh my
Next
God,
to Anne
please.
Hathaway. In Hathaway, well, my top 3 Catwoman of all time. Cool. Everything else, straight cheeks. The Penguin looking a lot better than the fucking Batman movie. Now watching the part 2, waiting for the Joker sequel coming out. But the Batman movie, I would not watch it again. Not even if you paid me $1 million. I'm sorry.
You are
And that's
straight-
how much
you are
I hate DC.
straight
Mm.
wrong. Robert Pattinson to me played the best version of Batman. And one
George Clooney, nippies, better than that shit.
No, you are bugging. Batman with Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson played the best version of the early days of Bruce Wayne and the best version of Batman in the year 2 comics. He literally played the embodiment of the stoic Batman, not communicating to Catwoman, not talking to Jam, literally doing his own thing, literally doing the detective mode, analyzing the every single fiber on the floor, every little hair molecule, everything little popping out, and playing the mind games, him thinking that he's 2-3 steps ahead of the Riddler, but he's not. He's actually 2-3 steps behind of the Riddler. He got it all behind him. Nah. And the music, the score, the cinematography, the slowly at the end of the hero of Gotham and the monologue of him at the end is one of the best movie of the Batman. And I'm going to say it here, and I've said it before on the Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the Batman podcast. Ben Affleck, Robert Pattinson is better than
Christian Bale?
Yeah, Christian Bale. Yeah. Christian Bale was not good Batman. He was a good Bruce Wayne.
That's a spicy take. That's I respect that
I-
opinion.
Oh, it's not
So,
spicy.
I'ma
I know
say-
I'm not the only one out there because I know I've seen it and read and heard other people say this. Christian Bale
So
is
my-
not the best.
My take on that is definitely that I think not Christian Bale. I think Ben Affleck was one of the best Batman. But also, I didn't watch the Batman because I don't like Robert Pattinson for the same reason I don't like Andrew Garfield.
Oh my god.
I think they're. I think,
Oh my god, here we go. I got a fucking list again. God damn it.
Listen.
I already have a list. God damn it.
they're great actors. I think they are great
Adam
actors.
add it to the list.
But I can't
You
watch
say the
them
list.
because I feel like their heads are way too big for their body. And it especially shows with the bat suit with Robert Pat. Okay, no. Okay, hear me out.
I feel like it works.
I had 3 in 1. 3. How do you hate 3 people in one sentence? Explain this.
So listen. Okay, what I'm saying about their heads, right? When I have a specific moment from Spider-Man, from the Amazing Spider-Man, when Andrew Garfield, I think it was like right after he was confirmed that he was about to go on a date with Gwen Stacy. When he was about to go on a date with Gwen Stacy, he did a fucking heel clip because that nigga's head is so goddamn big. I dead ass thought he was gonna tip over and fall. So
What?
I know what you're talking about. Like in the school scene, right? When I know what you're talking about.
Yes, and the thing is, anytime he is not in the Spider-Man suit, because I guess they just decreased his head size within the Spider-Man suit, his head is just way too goddamn big. So that is my issue with Andrew Garfield in almost anything. That him growing a beard was one of the best things he could have ever did because it lessens how much neck he shows on the normal. So his head actually looks like it fits. But you don't get that with the new Batman suit when it comes
Wait. Let me. Man, you hate this man because he has a fucking big head?
No,
Yes!
a big neck. A big neck.
No, it's a big head. It's a big head. But it's like that's why I can't get with Andrew Garfield. But it's the same with Robert Pattinson. Have you seen the size of that nigga's dome in the bat suit? Like
No, I'm not watching a man's neck like real hard. Like, damn, he got such a big ass neck. Like, what the fuck?
No. I'm not looking at his neck. I'm not looking at his neck. I'm
sorry, his head.
I'm looking at how his neck can hold his head because they both got some big ass heads.
You're
bro.
looking at the neck head.
Like they got big ass heads, bro. It's like
I've never paid attention to the head onto the neck. I have never paid attention to that aspect.
Look, I'll give you that. Honestly, out of respect, like for real, I'll give you that. 3 in 1. Damn, what?
I just can't listen. I can't focus if I feel like you're about to fall over. Like
We already have a good topic for this coming Sunday about DC. We could definitely talk about Robert Pattinson and maybe we
See,
could have a
does
watch
upset my
party.
dog.
Maybe we could have a watch party to have Paul watch the Batman and we could watch it together so we can understand his hatred about the neck and head of Robert Pattinson during the movie. So I can understand his ideology.
gang, that's a long ass movie and a big ass
3
head, bro.
hours, mind you. The pacing.
3 hours of greatness.
Hold on, wait.
3 hours of greatness. What you mean? That's 3 hours of cinema.
Look, I
cinema.
I like the movie.
I'm
I like
old.
the movie
Listen,
too, but that's 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, Endgame.
Like-
I could do Endgame. That's literally how the Avengers end. Like that's peak right there.
Oh, I'd
Fucking
rather
3 hours
watch-
of the origins of Batman.
I'd
Like
rather
so
watch
many
the
origins of Batman.
over Endgame.
Vash, here's the thing. 3 hours. They could either watch 3 hours of the Batman, or they could watch 3 hours of One Piece.
Well, 3 hours of One Piece, hands down. No question about that.
Understandable.
See,
all right, all right.
see.
I would rather watch the first episode of the Deer
I watch
anime on repeat. I would rather
One
watch
Piece,
the
any
first episode
movies.
of the Deer anime on repeat.
Film Red. Okay, Film Red.
Yo, I'll watch a One Piece movie.
Yeah,
with
that's
you.
yeah.
There's some good ones. There's some good One Piece movies.
I'm really the only nigga that hates One Piece. Jesus Christ.
I mean, look, I was there with you at one point.
Look, Paul, I'm gonna get
You know what? You gotta
over
be
this
open-minded
side.
with anime.
I'm gonna get you over this side. One day you're gonna come over to the One Piece side. You're gonna
I'm
join
not
the shit.
watching.
That's why
You're
I'm
gonna
watching
join
I
us.
will
that damn
watch the
Tyrion.
fights. I will watch the fights, and that's it. I've seen what
you're in
happens
the
with the
team.
last
Fine.
fight.
You're in the team with Jolly Rogers as our logos, and you're in a team of other One Piece watchers. You're gonna join us one of these days.
I'm
Hold
also
on, let's-
part of- I'm also part of a One Piece Minecraft server called the Time Pirates. Like, in like time, like the fucking plants. Apparently, I'm their doctor,
So join
but
us.
not a navigator because I always get lost. Like,
Join us.
Hold on. So now you bring up an interesting question, and then I'm gonna make things interesting. So, since you don't like One Piece, jokester, right? There's big talk in the anime community about the big three, right? Are you familiar? I'm pretty sure you're familiar with big three.
No. I refuse to have any big three discussion. No.
I know where you're going.
No.
I know what you're gonna say, and I agree too. I think it's stupid, but hear me out, right? I assume you have watched Dragon Ball Z or Naruto or
Bleach.
any main Bleach. Thank you. Like, because there's a big thing about the big three, right? Because somebody did tell me
it's not a part of the big three. It fathers the big three.
Yes, I agree. 110%. 110% agree. But I'm assuming if not One Piece, you have seen at least or at least acknowledge that those are one of your top animes, no?
So you're asking if any of the big three is a part of my top anime?
Yeah, like iconic, like sure you don't like One Piece, but like you'd be like, oh, Dragon Ball's good, or like Naruto's good.
I'll admit they're all iconic, right? I will admit One Piece iconic.
Yeah.
I get it. I won't watch it though. I watched like 300 or 400 something episodes and said this is stupid, and I gave up. So then you got Naruto. After Asuma died, I watched a few episodes and then I said this is stupid, and I stopped.
Hell no! Wow.
Bleach.
Hell no! Hell. Okay, go on.
Then there's Bleach. I watched all of Bleach until they brought it back. I have not watched the new episode.
Thousand Year War.
Yeah, I haven't watched Thousand Year Blood.
I highly recommend you watch. Look. I'll sit there and watch Thousand Year Blood War with you. I will watch those two cores again. They are good.
If you're saying if I'm a fan of any, I'm not like none of them are in my top 10. I can tell you that now. But I guess I like Bleach above either one of the other big three.
Okay, yeah, that's a question.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
That's fine.
Cause
sorry, I thought we were about to get onto a big big three.
Yeah.
No, I refuse to have that conversation.
I was gonna be like, hold up, that conversation could be a pin on it for Sunday's recording for next week release.
No, that could be
no. It's not gonna have the conversation. No.
I will never diss anybody's choice in anime. Okay, I won't diss most people's choice in anime.
Be going with this.
But like, if it comes to you liking the big three, that's cool. Just know, can't none of them niggas touch Goku. That's it.
But Superman, no. Let me start the conversation. No.
Oh, I'm about to say Gear 5. Luffy could.
I'm talking about the big three and no Luffy Kate.
Yes, he could. But hey, we'll get to the conversation another time. But I will say my media consumption before we transition, because I didn't get to talk about I really want to give a quick highlight. For anybody, if you have the time, watch If Imaginary Friends is with Ryan Reynolds. And with John,
me and Rome are supposed to go see that.
And with John Krasinski. But it's on, babe, was it on Peacock or Paramount?
I swear, she said Paramount.
My girl don't hear me. So it's either on Peacock or Paramount on If.
I'm about to look it up now. Damn it.
Okay, appreciate
it. If it's on Paramount.
It's on Paramount, it's a dub.
I am going to kick something.
You know what? I'm gonna search it real quick.
Why did you lose? Do you not have a Paramount account?
Amazon Prime Video.
Oh, it is?
Okay, that's
Amazon Prime. Oh, Amazon Prime Video.
Is it Amazon Prime? I don't remember.
Good.
Either way,
pirating it is.
While the team,
yes, I agree.
While the team looks for where it is correctly, if it was a Ryan Reynolds, I highly suggest to watch this film. It's a film that I was recommended. I remember one of our other team members dropped his box, was watching it, and it was a cute film. If it stands for Imaginary Friends. For anybody that never had an imaginary friend, I did. I'll be honest, straight up, I had imaginary friends when I was a kid. It was a fun time. The movie is very cute. It's a beautiful message, like straight up, like the non-spoiler review aspect is a girl going back home, experiencing one of her parents going through some type of diagnostic in the hospital, and it brings her flashback memories of her mother going through the same process, but her mother passed away, and her mother didn't heal through said diagnostic. It wasn't confirmed if it was cancer or something, but it seemed like it was something deadly, that it was something that her mother had to be in the hospital. So it just brought back bad memories. And the kid went back to the house, but she started to find all these old memories, and then she started to find out that she started to see these imaginary friends. So she started to see them, and that's how the story got built, and that's how she met Ryan Reynolds, and her father was John Krasinski. So it was a pretty cool collab between Ryan Reynolds and John Krasinski. For some reason, every time I see John Krasinski now, I think of him of Mr. Fantastic, but that's because of all the damn fucking memes that's been going on for the past like 6-10 years of of many people trying to fan cast him. So it's like, god damn. But the movie's adorable. I highly recommend anybody to go watch it. It's really entertaining in the aspect that highly suggest to go see it. It was a cute ending. It was a straightforward film. There's no type of theories, nothing that you need to try to figure out. It's literally they show you in a very type of metaphor of how they're connected in the beginning. If you haven't figured it out, by the end they will tell you what it all means together and how these characters connected. I already figured it out. My wife also figured it out by the middle of the film, but it was really adorable. If I give the score out of 10, I'll give it a solid 8 out of 5. I'll give it a solid 4 out of 5. Really highly suggest it if you want to have it like a date night film or a family time film, or to watch with your friends on Discord and everything. It's really good, and it really flies by. It's like, I think, an hour and 40 minutes, I believe.
It's just a date night film to my single ass.
Or with friends on Discord. I said, hey, you can have friends on Discord. You can watch it. All right. It doesn't have to be with a boo thing, holding a thigh and everything, holding the butt cheeks. Nothing like that. It could just be your friends just cuddling together with clothes on.
Bros for hoes.
But,
Bros for hoes.
Y'all, so this just made me think, like, when you was explaining it, I was like, oh, a gritty reboot of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Top tier cartoon, by the way.
Oh yeah, top tier.
But y'all remember the old theories about Foster's, where basically Frankie is the imaginary friend of the grandma.
Yeah, I've heard about that before.
It basically, she's just her imaginary friend is her younger self. It's kind of sad, but it's also like really adorable because he treats her like her actual granddaughter.
Yeah, it's very awkward, but it's very. I've seen the theories of many of the TV shows, like also Danny Phantom and Fairy Odd Parents, like all the weird crossover things like that. Like the Imaginary Friends. I wish they had like a sequel or reboot, but that probably will happen because most shows are trying to get reboot nowadays, so it makes sense.
Was it ever confirmed? Because I do know a small theory that on Frankie's shirt it is the 3 Powerpuff Girls, like at least like the 3 like colors. Was it ever confirmed if it's like connected to that universe or no?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I'm unaware about that as well.
Good to know. Yeah, if you pay attention to Frankie's shirt, you see the 3 like colors of it, and it like literally it shows like the silhouettes of, like, you know, Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles. And that theory was always in the air, and I always forget to check up on it. But I'm like, damn, yeah, is it connected to that series or the universe? You know, but who knows? Something to look up to in the night.
Yeah, for sure. Who knows? The other thing I wanted to bring up was about if. Wait, let me transition. God damn it. There. Oh, okay. I have Rhea Ripley in the stream now, but yeah. Let me see. Where was I? Talking about if any other series that were
my future ex-wife.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley came back. I support her. She I choose Rhea over Liv, if anybody asks. But for anything other than that, I haven't watched anything else other than anime. Yes, the mommy jump scare right here. She is. We are the mommy supremacy.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Nice.
other than that, I don't think I have seen anything else for what we've been watching, consuming. Life's been ass cheeks, but other than that, you know, I'm gonna be working next week. I'm gonna be busy, so that's fun.
Dun
Going
dun.
to another con next week.
Yes, you're going to Galaxy Con.
If anybody wants to donate some funds, because I'm broke as hell, please do.
It's always appreciated. Let me see.
That was
What's your
entirely a joke.
Cash
By the way.
App?
Yeah, Cash App that money or Zelle.
Venmo.
Yeah, I'm trying to see anything to talk about that was popping up, but man, we're back to Naruto.
Welcome back, Walkman.
Here we go.
All right, I think I'm good.
Let's
think
get
we're
it.
good. All right.
The comment said the mommy jump scare. I get paid tomorrow, so that's good. I got you if you need, is what the comment section said. They're there to support you, jokester. They're there.
I love you, but no, bro, I can't do that.
But other than that,
Good.
I got nothing else to bring up that's clicking in my head. So in the meantime, the perfect transition is for Otaku News and Big News Buzz Central. The post of our anime-related podcast. Get ready to dive into the latest buzz, hottest news, and our spread opinions on everything entertainment. So a couple things that we should talk about. Some things highlighted. One of the small. No, I just realized I have that there from last week. The Anime Expo 24 news. I didn't even notice that. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
Did anybody see the Halo series on Paramount Plus? Because guess what? It just got canceled after 2 seasons. I did not watch it because I did not. Not saying I didn't care for it. I love Halo. I still even listen to the original score of the original game. I still listen to that while I edit. Also, I found a 2-hour loop for that one. 2-hour loop of the opening score of the Halo, the dun 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 dun, and like you hear them. Of the ring and everything is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care for Halo series, not because I didn't want to watch it, but it's because I heard that they changed up the lore in the enemies in the live action TV series, where it was about like a multiverse when it comes to the Master Chief, and not continue the lore of the game or being at least close to it. So they changed things up, and also Master Chief took off his helmet. That's something that took me out of it a bit, because from what I grew up with Master Chief, he never took off his helmet. He was a one-time soldier that was always wearing the helmet. He was always in a sleep mode and everything like that. He was always on guard. And just to the series, like, I feel bad for people that lost jobs and everything, because I work in the industry, so it sucks that you don't get to go to season 3, go back to work and everything. So now you gotta find a new job or like a new production. But does anybody have any thoughts about this? Like, you care? Sad?
All I'm gonna say is, as somebody who does like Xbox, who is a big Sony fan, I will 110% attest to the fact that Halo is a very goated, game. Master Chief is probably one of the most iconic main characters of all time, for sure. Can be debated, but for sure, very, very well known and amazing. As we all aspire to be a true Spartan like him, but that show was, even from the beginning, with the trailer, with the concept of the plot, was not interesting in the slightest. As somebody who would want to get into a Halo series, Paramount did not do it justice. Now, comparing a show like that to, let's say, like, shout out to Rooster Teeth, like with the series like Red vs. Blue, working with like the smallest budget possible to create like an animation like with that based off the Halo series, was so much more interesting and more fun than the Paramount version. And that's really sad, knowing the amount of budget, the amount of time they put making into not 1, but 2 seasons. Mind you, I haven't seen the show, but I know enough to know that, they took out Master Chief's helmet so you can see his face, and, that's his whole personality, his whole persona, that you don't know what's underneath the mask. And I, to this day, would never want to know what's underneath the mask. I wasn't see him, as, with his helmet of, of course. And to take that away, it's kind of like a buzzkill, kind of like a, damn, that's really what we had to look forward to. And then just to hear these things like, the enemies are not pivotal or important to the plot. I believe, don't quote me on it because I haven't seen it, but I believe I have heard that he claps cheeks with some other Spartan too, which I don't think he does in the game, which makes no sense.
No.
Tyler
He's
said that,
the farthest from clapping anything.
I hear they had Chief. I hear they had Chief take off the helmet and show his booty right at the start.
Yep.
Why are you showing Matt Chief's?
That's what I heard.
Nah, you can't be doing that to my boy.
I'm not
How you do my boy like that?
Master Cheeks.
Exactly. That's a straight up hit or miss.
People were.
But
and it was a huge miss.
Yeah,
Like,
they could have done so much. There was more potential to the show than it should have been.
Hold up.
And personally, you couldn't pay me. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna even
He was-
take this one step further.
He was
You could pay me.
Cortana's cheeks, but Cortana
Ain't no way.
I was saying,
yeah.
right
no,
here in
I,
chat saying-
remember hearing about that shit.
But isn't she an AI? Wait, is she not an AI in the show?
she's not.
I think there's
she
something
was
where,
a
like,
real
she,
life
like-
person. I believe that she brought herself into an artificial human body or something like that. I remember hearing or seeing something like that.
That boy fucking the robot. All you hearing is teeth.
All right, I will say
Teeth,
my last thoughts on the matter is, you know, at the end of the day, if I had no choice between one or the other, you could pay me all the money in the world. I'd rather watch the Batman for 3 hours than watch 2 fucking seasons of the Halo series from Paramount. That's how much I hate the show. Definitely skip for sure.
Dang.
And I hate the Batman.
Look at.
Oh my god, no.
As
no.
somebody who like grew up with all the rumors of, oh yeah, there's gonna be a live action Halo movie coming this next summer, live action Halo starring Vin Diesel. It's like, okay, live through all that, and it's finally like 2020s, and we're finally getting a live action Halo. It's like, okay, the franchise has already been kind of on a downhill slope, at least from what I've been seeing at the time. So it's like, all right, now you're going to bring a live action series. And not only that, you're going to screw it up. Like, that should be like the easiest thing you can make a live action series for. The lore is right there. Like,
I only played
everything
one
is just
Halo
right
game.
there.
I knew nothing.
3,
about
I think, was peak for me. OST and Reach were okay. I know it's a lot of mixed reviews on it. 3 was peak for me. After that, 4 and 5 was just going down the hill.
I played the first
Only played-
two.
Yeah, four was eh.
I played
Four was
Combat
eh.
Evolved because we illegally downloaded it on school computers in high school.
Nice.
And guess what? I can almost guarantee that you could have wrote a better series than Paramount did.
I have
Just from
Yeah,
playing that
niggas
one
wouldn't have
game.
been fucking Cortana cheats.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have shows like, from Rooster Teeth, like Red and Blue. You have spin-off animations on YouTube. Like, so many people had so many different concepts and ideas what you can do with the Spartans, and they did so much better job than what I can't comprehend why Paramount would try to undermine a great classic series like Halo. They had potential right there. They had the
it's
budget,
the writer's room.
and then
It's
they did
not-
that shit.
It's not Paramount. It's the executives. As a guy that works in the production world, because even Avis brought it up saying that it was production hell from what I heard. I did hear that too. The production when it comes to these type of shows, they gotta make it work for live action. Like what works for a game, how can you convert it into live action? Same thing that happens with anime like One Piece. I haven't seen the live action One Piece yet because I've seen clips of it. The one clip that keeps taking me out is when fucking Garb is when Garb throws the fucking the ball, the cannons to Luffy. In the anime, he throws a giant motherfucking ball like the size of a cannon, like times 25. But in the anime, he just throws like small cannons, and it doesn't look as menacing. I haven't seen the show, so I don't know the full context of how they did it differently. But when it comes to live action, when it comes to like some type of Halo series does fantasy, when you have spaceships, when you have these type of creatures, and it's Paramount when they don't have the highest budget, I regretted that it went there. I wish it went to HBO because HBO has great budget. They look at House of the Dragon, looks at Game of Thrones, looks at all the production that HBO has done. Even if you could say the writing is bad or some of the episodes were bad for Game of Thrones, whatever it is, you can never say nothing about the production value or the quality of what they have produced.
So then my question to you, Vash, would be, so comparing Halo, right, to like, let's say, for whatever reason, The Last of Us, right? Where do you see the difference in that? Because The Last of Us live action, what I had a really tough time when I saw the trailer, like, oh, this is gonna be so bad, and then I watched the series, and it was great. I can't even deny that. Like, I have seen so many live actions go so bad in the past, and that is probably one of the only other live actions I have seen where I'm like, you know what? They did it true, they did it justice, as compared to Halo, where I'm just like, damn. 2 seasons, and that's what you come up with?
With The Last of Us, I'm happy that's doing well. My quick thoughts, I have not seen The Last of Us. I have not played the game. That's why I've seen, know the best synopsis of both. My understanding is that The Last of Us had great showrunners. HBO has great executives when it comes to their projects, and they actually put the time and the work for it. And Paramount, this was, people need to understand, these things that were being released and produced was during the pandemic. They wanted to make quick projects in a low budget way, and that's the thing that sucks, is that if you want a project to succeed, look what they did with Avatar: The Last Airbender with Netflix. Look what they did with One Piece. They're taking their time for it because they know they want it to succeed. One Piece got greenlit for season 2. They also got greenlit for season 3. The Avatar: The Last Airbender is doing good right now from what they have shown us and everything. But for Paramount, for Halo, the trailer alone, the lighting, it didn't look great. Like, me as somebody who knows, I saw it and I'm like, this trailer doesn't look like they put a lot of effort. And that's the sad part, because if you want Halo to succeed, you will get Halo season 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You could get that, but if you don't put the effort and if you don't put the time or the budget, you're not gonna get that out, and you're gonna fail. So that's
Tragic.
That's the only thing I could say.
Yeah.
But anybody got any thoughts for this? Because if not, I was gonna use this as a transition.
Nah.
All right.
Good.
So when it comes to great budgets and when it comes to actually having good money, look at this other series, Shogun season 2 is still happening and is beginning filming early 2025. I wanted to give a quick highlight to this because this is just talking about the production. However, Shogun season 2 was originally supposed to be a one-off anthology series. It was supposed to be a one-off season 1, but because of its great reviews, great production, great story and everything, they wanted to introduce a season 2. How do you guys feel about this when a show was only meant for season 1, but then because of its great reviews, the directors and writers, just like what happened with Squid Game. Squid Game was originally supposed to be a one-off, but then is getting a season 2. Same thing with Shogun. Does anybody have any thoughts or any critique about the situation with a series or some type of movie that was only meant for one, but then it gets more because of the audience?
What's Shogun?
It's a TV series on FX. It's
on Hulu too. So.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Hulu. Yeah.
It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
It's Hulu on Disney, but FX when it's I believe on live action. I think on live cable.
Yeah.
I believe it's in the 1600s. I believe is the time period, and it's about a colonial Spaniard being on the Bay of Japan. Am I correct? I haven't seen it. So
Yeah.
If you have a better iteration, go ahead, Crash.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think I saw my coworker watching it.
Pretty sure. And correct me if I'm wrong too. It's a remake, or is it a reboot from an older show? Because there was a show called Shogun that was like made, I want to say like in the 70s or something. Because my dad actually introduced to me. Like way back in the days when Netflix had DVDs.
1980s reboot. Yes, because it's a movie. Yes, you're right. I know what you're talking about.
Yep. So I haven't watched it yet. I do plan on it, so I'm excited for season 2. But like, it's very challenging to continue a story if it's supposed to only just be one season like that, because then you start thinking, okay, well, where do we go from there? And like, you got to be a little creative with everything, and like some series can pull that off, but some series might not. I don't know. It depends on what they decide to do with everything, but it is kind of risky to continue a story that you planned on just ending.
I mean, to answer Jokester's question real quick, the quick synopsis I would say for the show, right? Because I'm reading this online, is it's set in the 1600s, like Vash said, right? The protagonist, if I'm not mistaken, is Lord Yoshi Toranaga, as he's fighting for his life with his enemies in the Council of Regents, that they're uniting against him, because at the time in the 1600s, Japan was under overrule with a bunch of families. Everyone had to agree upon everything to let things happen, and there was a strict policy when it came to who can come into Japan and who can come out. No foreigners, something like that. Everything was strictly, Japanese. Only certain trading companies could import, export certain things out of Japan. and a mysterious European ship is found marooned in a nearby fishing village, which was what you're talking about, a Portuguese ship, a Portuguese Spaniard guy. Yeah. I seen only the first half of the first episode.
Me too.
I was drunk and intoxicated and other things I will not mention on the podcast. So I do remember certain things, and being around certain children, a certain scene was coming up with a concubine, and I was like, okay, nope, can't watch this no more, and I left it there. But I had heard about the series. I know what's going on more or less, minus the season finale, which thank God I have not been spoiled. But I've only heard great things about it, and Japanese culture, whether historical in an anime series, is always interesting. It's always nice to see a different culture in a different perspective. So seeing this in a historical aspect is really nice, even though it might be a fictional story, it might be using historical characters in real life, just kind of like with Assassin's Creed. It's nice. It's cool to see a different aspect of certain scenes and like adventures that may or may not happen in real life. And Shogun puts a different spotlight towards this guy. Now I don't know nothing about him, but all I know is he comes from nothing and becomes now the Shogun. How? Only season 1 can show it, but I've heard great things about it. I haven't heard anything bad at all.
Yeah.
Same.
Same here. So
I've heard great things about the show itself. I have not seen it. As Crash said, I've only seen episode 1 as well myself. I've not seen the rest of episode 2 to 8. A lot of people was hoping to see Yasuke in season 2, but people need to remember that Yasuke in the Japan lore, in the history, he came into the shore, I think in the 1300s, I believe, or
no. So it's funny you say that, because Assassin's Creed Shadows is another a thing coming out later this year, and one of the protagonists is Yasuke, and the thing about him, he does come in the game comes out, I believe, 1590s, right? If we're doing chronological order, right after the events of Assassin's Creed Revelations. So it's not too far off to say that Yasuke could potentially be in there, but if we're talking like early 1600s, potentially there is a chance. But if we're talking like if this happened, because it only says year 1600.
Oh no!
If it happens in the late 1600s.
From what I know in the show, Yasuke already has appeared. From what I remember hearing of like news article or anything, like Yasuke has already been mentioned, but also in the actual real history books, Yasuke appeared, I think, in the 14 or 1500s, but he was already past dead in the 1600s. So we should not be able to see him in Shogun season 2 unless they want to do their own version of like their own timeline, but still give real true facts of the history lore, just not about characters. That could still happen.
Yeah.
But like,
if we're talking like a different Yasuke, like
yes.
a whole different person, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But the Black Samurai from 1500, nah, he's probably dead by then, for sure.
But overall, like, this is a good thing for season 2, but also I'm mixed on it because I've always liked one-off series. I still haven't seen a lot of one-off series on Netflix that I've been wanting to see, like the Queen's Gambit and other series that have had great nominations or great reviews about it. But with Shogun, until I see the rest of season 1, I will have a better opinion. So if nobody has any other thoughts about Shogun season 2 actually happening, we can move on to our big news. Marvel, the Russo brothers are coming back to direct Avengers 5 and Secret Wars. That is currently right now the big news. And Captain America Brave New World trailer happened this past weekend. It was after our recording episode of 149, so we did not get to speak about it. So I wanted to know if anybody wants to give any quick thoughts about motherfucking Red Hulk appearing at the end. Anybody, this is not spoilers. Go check out the trailer. So I'm not giving spoilers about the actual trailer itself or the movie. I'm just talking about what has been shown and seen. So if you don't like trailers being spoken about, then skip to the next segment. If you're watching the VOD, go check out the time code. If not, let's talk about it. How did anybody feel about the trailer or about the Russo brothers coming back? You feel it's needed? You feel it's important?
Spoiler alert. Go.
I did not care until Red Hulk came into it. I genuinely it looked very action movie-esque, and I was like, all right, cool, yeah, this is a action movie, yay, people fighting and shooting and shit, cool. Red Hulk, just like that was genuinely my reaction.
Oh, the one thing I was happy about is that our giant fucking celestial being is finally being shown after like 10 movies that has been there in the fucking grand coast of Earth, like literally a whole hand and head popping out in the water. Nobody's talking about it in the past 10 movies or past 10 shows. But
That's how bad the movie was. Eternals is still trash in my opinion. Out of every movie.
Is good. Eternals
I
is
have
good.
not watched
You and me are
Eternals.
going to be fighting
No,
after this whole podcast.
And I'll defend it. Eternals is fucking phenomenal. Angelina Jolie was phenomenal. We had the hands, and there was the hands in the last climax. Could the movie have been better? Hell yes. I do not disagree. Was the movie like a 3 out of 10? Fuck no. The movie was like a solid 6 to 7 out of 10.
You're right.
It was above
It was
average.
a 1 out of 10.
Oh, nah. Yeah, bugging. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I agree. 6 out of 10, but 6 out of 10 to me is straight trash. Anything
Really?
lower, 7 is mid. Yeah, 6 is
No.
trash. 7 is mid to me.
How is a scale 1 to 10 mid?
I need to know what your grading scale is. 'cause
Damn!
that-
Hold up, Crash. We need to, before we
Damn.
put up your
You
article,
might want to
we need
change to
talk
like a
about your
scale
rating.
of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, the whole rating system got me fucked up. 6 is trash. 6 is average for me, cause like 5 is
Damn.
middle. That's average. Like that's literally in the middle.
I've only graded one show 5 out of 10, and I realized it way later. I didn't realize it then. It was because that's technically a spin-off, technically an OVA. So I'm like, you know what? Fair, whatever. Never have been anything lower than that. Not even a 4, 3, 2, 1. Nothing. Everything's always been 5 or 6.
I rated an anime series 4 out of 10, and that shit was trash. I actually fell asleep in that series. I actually fell asleep during the reactions, but people only see that in the Patreon version. But
But
trash, damn. So for me, trash is anything under a 5. I have only done that twice in my life. 6 or 7 is average. That is to me, if it's 6, that's average. If it's 7, it's still entertaining. It's not perfect, has its flaws. But Eternals was a definite 6 or 7 for sure. But Watkins, were you excited about this Captain America trailer? And are you excited for the Russo brothers coming back to direct Avengers 5 and also sequel works?
for everything MCU, ever since Endgame, I've just been cautiously optimistic. And that has stuck with every single project they've done, whether it's been decent like Moon Knight or horrible trash like Thor Love and Thunder.
I agree with Thor Love and Thunder. That one is trash.
Interesting.
That one I would agree with. Thor Love and Thunder is trash for sure.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I saw the Despicable Me. I saw, what was it? What Minions movie came out that year? It was
3?
whatever Minions movie that was.
I think it's 3,
Yeah,
no?
whatever. It was The Rise of Gru.
Yeah,
Whichever-
3,
yeah,
3.
that one. The fact that I could sit through that movie and not feel embarrassed watching it, whereas with Thor 4, I sat there in that movie theater almost red-faced, being like, why am I sitting here watching this shit? This absolute donkey caca. This absolute
Donkey
like
cock-eyes.
bottom barrel of horribleness. No, I heard y'all be all like, oh, 3 hours of the Batman was pure trash. Nah, you want to see pure trash, go watch Thor Love and Thunder.
I agree.
God, I know.
I will admit it was
know.
not his best work possible. It was entertaining to say the least, but I know where you're coming from. I was so
Yeah,
I was expecting more
like,
from Gore.
God.
I wanted something so like he was
He's
underrated.
called
God
Just completely
the
underrated.
Rock.
Who did
Yeah,
he butch?
I
Who did he
nothing.
fucking butch?
He did nothing. I was so I mean,
They
but
wasted
past that,
Bale.
it was entertaining.
They wasted
Yeah,
Bale so badly. He
yeah.
forgot the
I'm
butcher.
glad you were entertained.
They actually had edited scenes that they cut out of the film. Actually, him butchering
Yes.
2 guys. I'm like, why would you cut that out? We're supposed to see a butcher. We're not seeing a butcher. We're seeing a bitch ass saying in some type of black and white screen about
Tell
him
it.
talking about his daughter. Oh no, I'm not gonna write about this. So,
Preach.
out of
Preach.
all of Phase 5 or Phase 4, Thor Love and Thunder is the most ass cheeks of them all. Is the most trash of them all. That one I give it a 5 out of 10. That one is straight. I would literally have my girl watch that movie by herself while I'm doing other stuff. I'll be like, hey, we still haven't
Yeah.
done our binge watch of Phase 4 and Phase 5, but Thor Love and Thunder, you're watching that one on your own. I'm not seeing trash.
Mhm. So, cautiously optimistic, as with everything MCU related.
I will say, this is a quote from the trailer I personally remember from, I could take away from, and I have been patiently waiting for Jokester's response from it, even though I know his take on Captain America, where Harrison Ford tells him, "You may be Captain America, but you ain't no Steve Rogers," and that hit me hard after watching
that was a good line.
Captain America and the the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and watching what's his name starts with the L, God, the previous guy who was being worked on with the super serum to make the Captain America the way he was,
you're talking about Bucky?
no, not Bucky, the black guy, the other old black guy in the series, but anyway, he starts with the L, I'm losing it, but where he was talking to Falcon at the time prior to getting the shield, where he was like, people are going to be very skeptical about a black Captain America, and I always keep that in my mind going into now Brave New World, where it's like, wow, even what wants to be the president, Harrison Ford, like, damn, no respect for the Falcon at all. Like, they're like, everyone is pressuring him, like, you can't be up to Steve Rogers' expectations. What can you put to the table that he couldn't? And that's something where I want to see in this movie going forward. Like, because we got a new Falcon, we got a new Captain America, we got a new potential villain. What's his name? Gerald. Oh God, people are gonna kill me for that. The guy who's in the Breaking Bad, the black guy. He's also in Far Cry 6. God, I should know these people's names. Brand new villain, but everyone's been asking for this actor to come to the MCU for a very long time, and he's coming now with a fresh new take as a villain who's fucking everything
Lucius.
up. Lucius, thank you. That's his name. Yeah, Lucius. He had that talk with the Falcon about that. Thank you.
Isaiah Bradley as well. Isaiah Bradley.
Thank you. Isaiah Bradley is his name. Thank you, guys. Yes. But now we have a new villain, new plot, new concept coming into Brave New World. I'm just genuinely curious as to where this story is gonna go for the MCU. What the villain has to put to the table, because the best villain, and I'm not saying best as in like, oh my god, he was like 10 out of 10. No, like the best villain in the current arc of the multiverse was probably the villain from Guardians of the Galaxy. Out of everybody else is straight trash. And I'm saying he's 10 out of 10. I'm saying he's, out of all those villains, probably the best out of all of them. So I'm hoping this villain in Brave New World coming out is gonna bring something original and fresh, because I'm tired of the cliches. So boring. Oh, I hate society, or I hate planets and galaxies. I want to kill them all. I need a fresh new take on like Killmonger from like Black Panther. His hate, his reasoning for being the way he is justified, and I can get with that. I need something like that in a Marvel universe right now. We need something like that. Will Brave New World give it to us? Who's to say? And what is Red Hulk gonna give to the to the people too? Because we have potentially Hulk World coming out, after watching, She-Hulk, trash show by the way, and I'm gonna get hate for it too. Nothing against the actress or the plot, but trash.
No hate from here.
But Red Hulk gotta bring something good to the table too. Otherwise, I love Captain America, and if this show flops, Marvel, Kevin Feige, I'm coming out to you, my guy. On God, don't disappoint pants, because we need something good right now.
I don't think MCU is on a downhill like most people be trying to say, like crash, but like Star Wars, that's a whole different conversation that is on a downhill, because I've seen a lot of
Acolyte, I'm coming for you.
I know that for sure. But when it comes to MCU, I think MCU has been on a rocky. Like, they go up, they go down, they go up and down. I don't think they're on a full downhill yet. If they don't catch their feet on what's Phase 5 and Phase 6, they will go on a downhill. But I don't think they're on a crazy bad track like most people. I think they're just people in the MCU content, with all due respect, too spoiled. Are wanting a 10 out of 10 film every single goddamn time. You want like in every movie to be like an Endgame or like Infinity War, and that's not how it works. People need to understand, how did the MCU first started? We had an introduction, an origin story, like the first Phase 1, Phase 2. We had Iron Man, Captain America, we had Thor, we had these other characters within the origin.
Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye.
Yeah, so we had origins characters within them. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. They are their own saga. That's the Infinity War saga. Phase 5, Phase 6, Phase 7. People need to remember, Phase 5 is a repeat of origin story, where we see Moon Knight, we see other characters, we see
Miss Marvel,
we see all these other people introduction. But people were so impatient on these shows not being good or not leading to something next. And I'm like, why the fuck are you waiting for what's next? Just enjoy it as an independent property, and then see what's gonna connect it later. It doesn't need to. But these MCU watchers are just want everything to be connected. Like, but the comics were never like this. The comics would just tell a story, and then if you found something connected to each other, you'd be like, great, that's amazing, that's cool, clap and move on. But now for the MCU, it's like everyone wants a 10 out of 10 for like, cool. Eternals, I get it, people didn't like it, but it's not a bad film as how everyone on the timeline says. It's like, it was a good film. Was it good as what it's supposed to be like in the comics? No. Fucking Jack Kirby invented something amazing with the Eternals, just like he did something with New Gods in the DC universe. Wish it was something better like that in the live action, yes, but it was fine. And what could have said, what I'm scared about so far is the Blade. Blade has been having a horrible production with the directors, and that shit is
I feel so. I mean,
talk about something that should be easy to do.
hell yeah.
Like,
we already had 3 trilogy films back in the early 2000s of Blade. We had our boy, literally the Daywalker, literally coming out as the most badass motherfucker he is. And I will still rewatch those films. Well, I technically will rewatch the first 2. The third one is kind of skippable. But
I said Muhammad Ali. I meant Wesley Snipes. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, the GOAT.
yeah, Wesley
see,
Snipes.
see my thing is like, I don't want a 10. Like, I don't expect a 10 out of 10. If I'm expecting a 10 out of 10, I'm gonna be disappointed. All I ask is that you're a 7. That's all I ever ask.
I feel like we've been getting
like,
7s.
if you can't,
I feel like we've been getting 7s. Yeah. I feel like most of them have.
I mean, not even like at least like if you're gonna depict a movie based off the comics, at least skip like at least acknowledge that, you know.
Yeah.
If it's not even 10 out of 10, at least like give me something based off the comic. I seen something, you know, crazy happening, like a plot twist. I see it in the movies, I'll go crazy. I'll give it a high score for sure, because at least they're doing us justice with the comics. But if you're not even doing that, you're giving your own original idea based off the comics. I could rather care less, because okay, you could see anything in a movie where you have good CGI, good animation, a good plot, but that could be anybody at any given time, anywhere. You put something out from a comic book, whether it is Marvel or DC, and it's something so iconic that everyone remembers about it, you've done the best thing in the world.
That is Marvel themselves. They are themselves actually like shooting themselves in the foot, is what I'm trying to say. It's because the best example to say what you're saying, Crash and Watkins, is Secret Invasion. That one was trash. Not because, not because of the actors or the story.
I didn't even watch it.
It's such that you use a title called Secret Invasion, but not actually do the adaptation of what is in the manga in the comics. That's the saddest thing, is that you have a title called Secret Invasion, but not actually.
Was Secret Invasion a show?
Yes, it shows 6
Yeah, Secret Invasion show.
And it
Trash. Skip that.
It could have been way better, but I did not even finish the show with my wife. Me and her were on episode 5. We never watched episode 6 because to me it was so predictable what was next. I was disappointed, not in a sad way that they used Samuel Jackson in this way, but he could have been used so much better. And they kill Maria Hill when it's like, you didn't really have to kill her, but hey, that's a whole different conversation. But I want to add to the comment of that kid. He said, I just want a ground level movie, not a multiverse story, not a tying together film, just something ground level. That is true. A movie that needs to be first produced, it doesn't need to be connected. Don't force it either. 100% agree by that. But if anybody has no more thoughts about this, I want to skip through. Does anybody have thoughts about the Emmy nominations? And that we could skip that and hold that for Sunday conversation.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I be forgetting what the Emmys even is.
Okay, so I will hold this conversation for Sunday. So Marcus, can you write that on the segment for us to talk about this for Sunday?
You want to just save the rest of the news for Sunday?
Yeah, I don't mind. We could hold this conversation for the rest of Sunday, because yeah,
that's fine.
All right, so we could hold for the rest of the news and use this transition for what is the main topic of the show. Because, yes, chat, we could talk about it again on Sunday's recording for releasing for next week, Thursday. We could talk about more of the summer anime news. I mean, the summer anime season. But, like the main topic of the show is, like we've been trying to talk about for the past 3 weeks episodes, the summer season preview. Is it hot, sweaty booty, or is it ice cold smoothie? I've been having that title since like almost 3 weeks, guys, and I'm gonna continue holding on to it. I've been happy with that one, and I'm gonna stick with that one. But
It's been sitting there for weeks.
It is.
Y'all not ready for my hot takes?
All right. I'm gonna have my window here for the anime conversation. I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, let me give my list of what I'm watching. This.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Look,
Look, chat.
you already convinced me.
Chat, this is gonna be a fun conversation. So, chat, definitely let us know your conversation of what it is that you're watching. Let us know what you guys are gonna be tuning into. Because this first part of our conversation is to discuss our anime season preview, which we'll be talking about of what we've been watching from episode 1, 2, 3, or 4 right now that has dropped during this live stream. And then after, we'll be talking about what we'll be adding or what we'll be tuning into for the rest of the summer season, because summer season ends by the end of September. So we have a lot of movies or TV shows to be talking about. So right now, I'm gonna talk about and go first what I've been watching for this summer season. I'm gonna name them, the ones I'm actually watching. I'm gonna go first. And Nobody's Way to an Exploration Heroes 1. Eliza sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. The third one. This is the title. The failure frame, I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low-level spells. That's one. No longer allowed in another world. Pseudo Harem. Suicide Squad is Sekai. The time I got reincarnated as a slime, season 3. The Goat. The magical girl and the evil lieutenant used to be an arch nemesis. And this one's a long one. The Osan newbie adventure trained to death by the most powerful party became invincible. And then this other long one, the strongest magician.
Wait, they're animating that?
Yes, they are.
Oh, I did not see that on the fucking list.
It's so good, but so I got my complaints about that. The strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was a human. And the last one I saw is Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World? The ones I haven't watched yet, I will talk about it in the next segment. But this is what I've been watching so far for this season. It's been good. This season has a lot of fucking slice of life. Has a lot of fucking rom-coms. And yes, that kid. These are some fucking long-ass titles. There are. That's why I want to tell you, audience, which ones are which. Because I don't want you guys to get mixing them. The ones I recommend so far, the ones I've seen, is Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World? I've only seen episode 1. Episode 1 dropped this past week. It is good for what it is. The animation is not great with the CG. With the car, and I believe it was a demon type of animation, was a bit wonky. It was not perfect. But the story, it fucks up with anybody in the head.
About CG.
Wait, what?
Oh no, I have a complaint about a different anime when it comes to CG.
Ooh,
I got pissed off.
I can't wait to see which one it is. But Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World? To me, it started off good, and I can't wait to see what it's about. Because for anybody that's seen the 7 Deadly Sins, it has an interesting concept as very similar of having the demons, the angels, the elves, and the humans going against each other. In a war that's been going on for some type of long time of years. However, with this MC character, he fell into like some type of pyramid, and in the pyramid he's supposed to like seen a sword, and he has seen his demons, and now he has made his duty to protect that these demons don't ever walk up on Earth once again. However, he was having like a regular day with his childhood friend, and then it went like all eclipse type of thing where he went transported to a different reality where nobody remembers him, and the humans have lost the war. So it's an interesting concept to me, is because imagine if you were in his shoes, that nobody remembers you, but you know the actual history of the world, but nobody else does. So now you have to figure out how to make this work back again. So for first episode, I like it for the concept, but I want to pass it to Crash. You said in the beginning of this recording, before we started, you said this shit was trash. I want to hear your opinion, because why did you think this is trash when there's only 5 in the first episode?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, Vash. I literally was looking something up on Discord for like 25 seconds. So I heard some of your synopsis. Remind me, what was the name of the show you were telling me that I think is trash?
Why does nobody remember me in this world?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So, what I usually do, before starting off any of the, animes in the season, I always take a look at the synopsis, and I look at the general, take of how many people liked the manga. And then what I do from the first episode that releases up until episode 4, week 4 of the season, I always watch the grading or the average grading of the show. And my general point of view is anything under a 7.5 or lower is mid.
So,
And if I'm not mistaken, that show I think is mid going to become trash based off my logic of like the grade,
by
which you guys think
the
is
AniList
incorrect.
score, the average score on AniList right now, it has the 68%, and the mean score is a 70%. That's what it has on AniList.
Okay.
That's what its current score is.
Sounds like some high class mid to me.
And
Yes.
and
So,
look,
like-
and these are the other. This
Yeah.
is tied with other series to be recommended by. This is 86, right there in the same one. This is
I
one
love
that
86.
This is one that Jokestar also have seen. It's Conspiracy Chronicles. So it seems like it's in a good genre and by other series being recommended by. So seems like it's good. It has potential.
I mean, I have seen the trailer and I have seen clips. Oh, I'm sorry, pictures of like the clips of like the first episode here and there, and it just as a plot in general, I like a good story on any anime. Whether you bring up a genre, isekai, romance, action, adventure. The main thing, as a viewer, as a reader, is I love a good story. I like telling good stories to people, but everyone likes to be entertained, interested in a good plot. But in this show, it's very cliched in the sense that either it's been done before, or it's just not interesting in the slightest, whether it comes up to the characters, the animation, or just the overall like feeling of the background itself. Because believe it or not, some people actually take a look into the background and is like, damn, like what's going on around the characters can make or break a whole anime.
Yeah.
But that show to me just doesn't like tell me, oh, let me give it a try. As opposed to say, anime about a deer, that I think is so stupid. But one episode, literally one episode, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna give. If I were given a choice between your show Vash or the deer anime, even if it's the worst thing in the world, I'd still give the deer anime a shot.
Copy. I can't wait for you guys to talk about it, Jokestar and Brian. The one that I will also recommend, it is Pseudo Harm. Is PSEO Harm. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm not the only one. I've seen 2 episodes.
Dropped it.
I've not seen the third one. I like it's cute because it's like a slice of life in high school and a girl trying to flirt with the guy, but instead of flirting, she has a different personality, and it's kind of becoming his king of him, like in that version of her, of a different personality that she's popping out. She has Jokester, can you help me remind me of the different percentage she has? I think she has like 4?
She has
12 or 24?
Impish, Cool. No, it's only like 7 or so. She so far we've seen Impish, Cool, Tsundere, Spoiled.
Yes, Spoil.
And one more that I don't remember. But those are the only ones we've seen so far. But we saw, like, if you look in the opening, like 7 or 8 of them appear around him. So I believe that's how many personalities we're getting in this series.
And how do you like this one so far?
So as a person who loves romance, so the way I usually consume romance is I will get drunk off of wine and then I'll depress watch it because I'll be like, damn, why can't this be me? But
Damn.
I'm not sure if that's like the
Alright
saddest
then.
way to watch it or that's like a great way to watch it. It's hard to tell if I should give a compliment or if I should be sad
What
for
kind
my
of
team
wine?
member.
huh?
What kind of wine?
Bruh, $8 cheap ass
The open-
wine. What do you mean? I'm doing
open
like
kind.
fucking barefoot fruit Moscato. I'm not doing any expensive shit. But, so
The
that
open
like, and
kind.
but this one, it's it's super sweet and it's super simple, and that's what I love about it. Like this doesn't have to rely on any type of drama
It
like
doesn't.
fucking like say Horimiya, because that's another one I recently watched that I do love. I love Horimiya with a passion. But you know, it's a simple like slice of life joke anime,
is.
or not a joke anime, but like, you know, it's a slice of life comedy anime that has like, you know, feel good tendencies. One is oblivious to hell, and one just can't flirt. Like it's so adorable.
It is 100%. I agree with what Jokes just said. Like, anybody has been in a position of either side that you're oblivious, not knowing that a girl likes you until like 6 months later when she tells you like, "Hey, I used to like you," and you be like, "So you don't like me no more? What happened? Wait, hold up. Is there no more of a chance?" Like, yeah, I move on. I'm like, bitch, you should have told me. The fuck. So anybody could understand that type of understanding and similarity. So I really love the first two episodes. Having the third one, you know, Crash is dropping greatness of a rom com. But
No. Y'all gotta hear my crazy take on this. Hear me out,
Yeah,
boys. Let me
well,
cut
yeah.
10 seconds.
All right,
I
go
need
ahead.
10
I
seconds.
need to hear the other side. Look, you guys are trying to convince me to watch this show, so I've heard the good. What's the negative?
I see I'm gonna be the bad guy in this episode. That's fine. You know what? I'm here for the L's. You know what? Screw it. But the reason why I'm dropping this show, despite the grading, which is as of right now on my anime list, 7.58, which to me is mid. I am a harem guy. I'm a romance guy, but I'm also a harem guy. I like, you know, the big anime titties, and I'm not afraid to say it. Even if I get slapped in the face with my girlfriend, fine. But I will take that W gracefully. Now, for this specific series, it's one girl doing these personalities. For every guy, you know, who is single, taken, they may like some type of girl like that. Not me. I don't mind, you know, all those girls at once with different personalities. You got something like High School DxD, The Sister Testament New Devil, stuff like that. Even the new series right now that's playing season 2, the Cafe Terrace and its Goddesses. Harems like that, I live for. I love stuff like that. Watching different types of girls fall for a protagonist, a Giga Chad, you know, the Rizzler himself. I like that. But when a girl gives you everything you want at once, me personally, I think that's a bit too much. Not saying that that girl is not doing a bad job or she's a bad character. No, for sure she's giving God's work to the guys that they want. But me, I just don't like that type of character in general. Not to say, you know, that she's a bad character, but just not my taste, not my, you know, say. And that's a biased, you know, opinion. And of course, I could be wrong at any point, but that's just how I feel about it overall with the show. I hope it has a good plot. I hope it does get higher so I could potentially, you know, change my mind. Because, you know, week 4 is coming up. That's where I, you know, could take it back and potentially give the show a chance. But just based on the way it looks right now, I'm just not feeling it.
This
Yeah,
show
so
reminded me
I
of
get-
Split as well. I just want to give them
I got you.
a quick
I
shout out to
I
Split.
get your reasoning. I will say then this show is just not, because this show definitely is a more wholesome anime.
Oh
Yeah.
it's more wholesome.
It's more
Okay.
wholesome. Like the reason it's pseudo harem is because it's one girl with multiple personality, like multiple, and it's not personalities. We keep saying multiple personalities,
She's
like she has a
acting.
disorder.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's acting, and the reason they give it is because they're a part of the drama club, and she
Yes.
wants to be an actor.
That is
So
true.
like
Let's give that
the
context
whole,
to the crowd. Let's give them that.
that's the whole reason they're doing
Okay.
that, and I think that's like, you know, fucking adorable. And so
like-
with her just using her acting skills to, you know, essentially try to impress this guy that she likes, I think it's adorable. I
is.
think it's genuinely adorable, and it's like, it's not a harem. It's named a harem. It's not a harem at all.
That
I was
yeah,
gonna
that
ask,
that's where
why is
it
a
kind
harem
of
if
comes
it's
down
just,
for
like,
me.
one
It's
girl?
called pseudo harem
Yeah.
because it's supposed, like, it's, you know, several bitches in one, but it's just one. It's one girl. I ain't mean to call her a bitch.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Are you
at
convinced
least
to
one
watch
of
it,
those
Watkins?
personalities is at least one.
Are you convinced
Do
to
what?
watch it?
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm not gonna watch it.
But-
If I may, if you're gonna switch it up, like if you're doing the same concept of a high school, you know, romance, then switch it up to a different show, which I'm not watching, but I'm waiting to see if it gets better, which I would recommend to you guys if you're not watching this already, Vash. 2.5 dimensional seduction. It's the similar concept.
I want to, but I don't have access to it.
Hmm.
Are you not a pirate?
No, I'm not a pirate.
Yarg.
I'm not a pirate. No, I don't got the time.
Do
for
what
the
you
pirate.
want because our pirate is free.
I don't got time for the pirate.
You are.
I haven't even heard. Hey, I'm gonna need you to link me that. I have not even heard of that.
Oh, so yes.
All
So
right.
There's a few of animes that I have. I will give my recommendation. The 2.5 dimension seduction is one of them. That is one I would like to watch, but I just don't get the access to it, and I haven't pirated and said no. But if you want to watch a greatness of a high school one, Watkins, I'm sure, I believe all four of us are actually watching this one. Is Eliza sometimes hides her feelings in Russian, and it's fucking adorable.
No, that's another one you'll have to convince me on.
Oh, wait, I thought we talked-
no, wait. I'll let you guys speak first on that. I'll go.
So, I just think it's adorable. It's a genuinely adorable show. I've read the first few chapters of the manga up until the cultural festival. And the show so far has been really adorable. I don't understand Russian, so I don't know if what she's saying is correct. I remember y'all were talking about it last week, saying that it's like very bad Russian, but I still think genuinely adorable show.
My opinion about this is this show is hella adorable. I don't know Russian by heart, but I grew up with Russian around me in my neighborhoods for a very long time, so I know the Russian dialect a bit. Is it perfect? No. Would I prefer if they had a Russian actress do the Russian lines to give them more authenticity? However, it didn't happen. Japan is very strict. They're like what happened with Solo Leveling. They never name dropped the country Korea in their show, even though it was based in Korea, but that's a whole different conversation. So Japan is very strict with how they give the licensing and how they do this thing. So this is how they felt the best route. Sure, go ahead. But when it comes to this show, adorable, highly recommend it. I believe episode 3 did the sports festival in the flashback, and it was cute. I love how the MC reminds me of myself. Like you are laid back in school taking naps, but you also know how to speak to the crowds, know how you scratch my back, I scratch your back. You do this for us in this activity of the school festival, I do this. So you help each other out. So I really love that relatability, and you also see and understand why she is the way she is, because she has always felt that she's been undergo from child or from birth. I believe she said in episode 3 how like
Socks.
yes, seeing her character explaining why she always goes things above and beyond, of why she puts the 100% effort, or technically go plus ultra 120%, and she explains it to us, and why she has to crush on her classmate is because he's the only one that has actually made the effort to put some effort to being a friend, but also a classmate, and also like put in that extra hand and trying to give her a little nugget like, hey, stop doing things on your own. The school festival is not to do things on your own, it's to be part of a team, to be part of a unit. So I understood that of her character. I really love that. And the show is hella adorable. Like this show also almost, if it gets good by the end of episode 12, I could put it behind Kaguya-sama and Snafu. Like Snafu and Kaguya-sama are like one of my top 3 best rom-coms.
That's a recommendation.
That's a very bold statement, my boy.
Bold statement. Oh yes,
Yeah.
Snafu and Kaguya-sama are like top tier of rom-coms for me. If Eliza sometimes hides her feelings in Russian, if it does good, consistent, and chemistry and story-wise and everything, it could be up there in top 5, top 10. I don't have a rom-com top list, guys. If anybody is everyone asks me, I don't. But all I got is Kaguya-sama and Snafu as like shows top tier. But if Eliza sometimes has her feeling in Russian, there has to be a shorter version, because damn shit, it just ain't the whole title in one sentence gets tired.
I know you ain't talking about shorter titles.
I know
Mr. Isekai over here.
Hold up.
Okay.
I don't
Alright,
mind
yeah.
shorter titles when it comes to talking about them. It gets a little bit tongue twister to repeat the whole longest title of 8 words in one title. All right.
So Russian girl, gotcha.
All right, cool. The Russian girl. Let's just call this for the Russian girl
Russian
anime.
bitch.
I highly recommend it for anybody that needs to watch it. But I really want to hear Crash opinion about this, because you said that you have a take about this. I really want to hear: is it good, bad? Is it spicy? Is it trash? Tell us.
Yeah. So for Watkins, because I believe you said you didn't start it yet, right? You're deciding whether you want to start it or not.
No, you guys have to convince me to either watch or not watch.
All right. I got a very, very good take for you. Hear me out, boys. So don't listen to these guys. I have never in my 12, 13, I don't know how many years I've been watching anime, never in my life have I actually read the manga first before reading it, watching an anime. Excuse me. Never. There has not been one anime ever. And I watch a lot of anime. I have done reviews since God knows how long. And I have never been like, you know what? Let me read the manga. Minus, old shows like Sword Art Online, but that was been since before or later. I have been told about this show, and I put it on my list. I said, you know what? I'm going to keep an eye on it and see what's up. And people kept recommending to me about the manga. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to read it. I'm going to give it a chance to see what's up. So I read the manga, I think the day before the release. And I binged I think it's 40, 41 chapters out there right now, maybe 42. I fell asleep. I was reading that pretty much at like 11 o'clock at night. I didn't go to sleep until 4 or 5 in the morning. When I tell you that the manga does not do the show justice, that is an understatement. The manga is so much more better. You don't understand. As a romance fan, as someone who loves to read, I was enticed by the artwork, by the actual feelings towards both characters. You feel the tension of both, the comedy, about the love, the feelings between one another, and the actual aspect of the spoiler, which I will not say, but there's maybe potentially another love triangle in the works.
Oh, the art is amazing. The art is hella cute. I'm staring at the art right now of the manga, and you are correct. There's currently right now 41 chapters. The last chapter came out on July 5th. Oh, it's oh wow, they took a crazy break from May 31st to July 5th.
Yeah, he's been putting, I think, monthly, something like that.
Yeah,
mind you, I haven't. I just binged all that real quick, and I never do that for a manga, ever. So the fact that I actually had the time to actually read all that straight and am up to date, and I'm still trying to read the moment it comes out, the latest chapter, is crazy. Mind you, I don't like reading manga in general, and when I do have the off chance, I try to read as much as I can quick until I get bored, or if I got something important to, I usually skip it. But this specific manga, anime, I actually paid close attention to, and I gave it a shot, and I loved it. Now, personally, for me, the manga is good, and the show is going way faster than the manga's going, which scares me.
My question is that, forgetting that you know the manga for a second, just pretend I did Men in Black for you right now. Pretend you forgot the meaning of the manga. How's the anime itself for the first 3 episodes? Would you still be like? Are you still entertained? Are you still, as me, in jokes are we liking it? We see it. I'm saying that if it continues being good, it could be in the top 5. Do you feel that it could go that route, or are you saying that how fast paced it could go? They might go past the manga or anything like that.
So, without the manga, if I'm just watching it at a glance based off everything, currently, as of right now, as of episode 3, even without watching it, 7 out of 10. It's generic. It's something that's been done. The only difference, the only original take that takes out of it is that they're bringing in a new language, which is Russian, which has never been put out there before, which is really cool. But based off the manga itself, like if I saying that I have watched it and everything together, and I'm still being generous with the grading, 8 out of 10. And I personally 7 because it's going too fast. Even though we're at chapter 41 in the manga, I'm worried that we might see something different from what the manga does.
This is without the manga, though.
No, I'm saying without the manga, 7 out of 10.
You still think it's going too fast, even without the manga?
Without watching it, I just be like, it's any other round. I don't see anything like crazy with it.
Okay.
But with the manga, knowing what's going on, I prefer reading it over watching it. I'm only watching it for the fact because I already been 3 episodes in, and plus my girlfriend is really excited to watch it, but she's a binger, so she wants to wait until all 12 come out. So I'm gonna rewatch it again, anyways. But the manga is more better than the anime. I actually don't like the animation how it looks. Aliyah looks a lot more cuter in the manga than in the series.
I would say the opening is fire. The opening animation itself is fire.
The opening is fire. The opening's okay. I don't like the outro. I think the outro is really cringy for me personally.
I also didn't like the outro.
I don't recall the
my
outro, so that must mean I probably do agree as well. Because if I don't remember the outro, means that it probably wasn't.
you're not missing much. Yeah, you're not missing much. My chica, the guy, the main pro tag, he looks more mature in the manga than he does in the actual show, which is so weird. Yuki is low key fire. What she did in episode 2, I will not spoil, is probably very spicy, something that apparently a lot of guys like, which I thought was very weird. But I'm like, okay, cool. In the manga, it looks tame. In the anime, they went a little overboard, which again, weird.
Are you talking about them in the house, or are you talking about them at the?
The scene where he wakes up and something happens.
Oh yeah,
Let's leave it at that.
That's something I didn't expect. That threw me off. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought this happens in a different side of anime, but okay.
Yeah, because in the manga, it was cool. It was tame. To me, too, watching, I was like, oh, okay, that happened. No problem. But then you go online, and you're like, oh, she did the thing. Everybody likes the thing. And I'm like, really? I like that? To make it quick, the manga is more better than the anime. Read that. Anime is okay. I have my personal take on it, but I still enjoy it regardless. Not as much as you guys, though. I wouldn't say top 5. I'd say a generic rom-com, but it is entertaining to say the least.
Copy. I'm gonna throw it to Watkins. You said that you didn't get to see a lot of anime episodes, but you saw most of the ones you wanted to watch. Episodes 1. What are ones that came out to you?
So with my list, my list is a little different from y'all's because I'm a basic bitch. So I got Oshinoko season 2. Episode 1 reminded me why I love the series and why I like series that are performance based. So like if there's like a manga or something that's like, oh, it's about this band that gets together, or oh, it's Rakugo stuff. It's like, okay, cool. I would rather watch the anime so I can actually like kind of feel the performances going through. So with like Oshinoko, there was some great use of like imagery with just like how the actors, because like right now the arc they're doing is like this play arc or whatever. So they do what they do with the imagery when like people are kind of getting into character is really cool. Like there's this part where like it's almost like they're splattering paint everywhere as they're like getting into character, and like you have like the characters be like half their like normal self, but then like their other half of their body is the character they're portraying. So I don't know, just imagery was kind of cool with that. But like there was also this part too where the one of the main girls, Akane, she goes up to like the director. And first of all, she's nervous about talking to him about like her own interpretation of her character, because like apparently they like made a lot of changes and all this stuff, and so like they're kind of touching on that idea of like, okay, you're adapting something from one medium to another thing to like another medium, so there's going to be like cuts, there's going to be changes, there's going to be all that stuff going on with the writers, and then like they have the actual manga artist come in.
It's almost like an anime about a Russian girl being translated from a manga.
Exactly. But like that's the thing. It's like the original author comes in and she's like, yeah, I want to make some changes to the script. And they're like, oh, well, what kind of changes you want to make? And literally the episode ends with the author just be like, the whole thing. It's like, you want to change the whole script while they've already like done like a week, I think it was, of rehearsals? Nah, wait, okay, you're already starting the season off pretty hot.
No, it's 2 weeks before opening.
That's what it was, yep. Oh my gosh, I was like, there's no way you're doing this now.
I did not know that Oshinoko was actually a music type of anime. I did not know that.
Well, it's not it's not music, it's more of like
idol.
Well, it's there's like a part of it that's like idol, and then there's the other part that's like acting and all that.
It's based on the genre of music, like I just searched an analyst, and it's just like it's under the genre. Yeah. So like I didn't know what, because I haven't seen a lot of music stuff. The only thing I've seen from music genre is Karen Tuesday. Highly recommend to anybody have not seen Karen Tuesday. And If anybody, please, to the Lord of God, if you have not seen this movie, it's about music as well. In no way, INU dash
Oh, yeah.
OH.
Yes.
Highly
Yes.
fucking recommend anybody. It's a 10 out of 10 film. This movie was literally tie with a movie in the same year that won an Oscar. For me, it was Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I know it was my top 2 films of that year. So I highly recommend anybody to please watch that film. It's a film. It's a movie of music. So just to know that Oshinoko is another music type of show, it makes me want to watch it.
Yeah. Plus, they do go into like some like production stuff and all that, and like a little bit of the industry. Now, I don't know how much they embellish when it comes to like the Japanese like media industry and all that, but it's kind of stuff that you would see normally anyways, like, you know, this whole thing about changing the script last minute, like you've heard of, you know, especially, you know, Vash, us doing like Weaves of the Ring and all that, you know, like there have been stories like from years ago where it's just like, oh yeah, we're about to start our live show in about 5 minutes, tear up the whole script, write it all over again, and just we'll do it live. It's like, oh you run into a lot of problems with all that.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
But like, I mean, before we can dive into like some of the other shows, I'll just name off the other shows I've been watching. I gotta catch up with Suicide Squad Isekai. I still haven't watched since those first 3 episodes. Elusive Samurai. So I read some of the manga when it first started.
Same.
I think I got like 30 chapters in, and then
You way more
I
than me.
kind of stopped. Yeah, I kind of stopped reading it just because like there was a lot to read, and I didn't want to read a lot at the time. But like the
I got to
first
chapter 5.
episode. Oh my gosh! Oh wow, you made it very far. But like this is another just beautifully animated show. I do have my issues mainly with the priest character. Like I didn't even like him in the manga. I think like because he's like the comedy relief, and kind of works, kind of doesn't. I don't know. Again, comedy subjective, whatever. But it's like
He was a
it
hit or
did not
miss
work for me at all.
He was a hit for miss.
Yeah.
Hit or miss for me in the manga. That's why I couldn't read because some of the characters were like, eh. So
Mhm.
I do want to watch it. I haven't read it, but I do want to watch it. I heard it was good. But I'm
Yeah,
glad to
like-
hear good things from you, at least from the show, at least starting out.
Yeah, I mean, a very solid first episode. It basically tells you the premise right there. So no bullshitting around with that. So cool, neat, awesome. Tower of God season 2. The only thing I'm gonna say about this, what happened to Bam? What happened to my boy? What happened to him in like this time skip that they didn't even reference? Because so I was talking to a friend of mine about like just this first episode, and I was like, okay, how much time had passed? Because like I watched the episode and I know there's a time skip because you know we see Bam later on and he's taller and
Long
you know,
hair.
a little more mature. Yeah. Oh my god, the long hair. He thinks he's some sort of emo kid, but whatever. But like, they don't even mention how long the time is. So already I'm like, okay, you're skipping somewhat important information, but maybe it's said in another episode. I don't know, whatever. But like, again, another solid start. Again, I need to watch the other episode that
Same.
dropped, but I'm still down with it. I'm 100% into it.
Are you up to date with the webtoon?
No, I am not. I've been anime only with it.
Show
But
us
I
what
Really?
you want to
on-
read.
I'm the
I
opposite.
do plan on it. I do plan on reading it, like probably from the start, just so I can get like the context that I missed out with season 1. But yeah,
I do still need to. I think I need to finish the last episode of season 1. All right, have a good night, Pharaoh.
Have a good night.
no.
Night.
But
Oh,
Crash, you said that you was reading it. Are you up to date?
No. So I was reading that 2016. That was when season 2 would be out right now. I don't want to watch the anime. I won't gonna read until the webtoon series ends and then binge the whole anime, because I personally think the webtoons at the time when I was reading it was straight heat, and I was just reading it based off a advertisement that everyone was saying was good. So I gave it a shot.
Yeah.
Reading other webtoons at the time, it was so good. Fuck Rachel, my boy Bam didn't have to go through all that, all that torture, all that pain, just get to the whole tower to get his one wish. But I can't even begin to tell you where I last read up to. I know he was somewhere in season 2, somewhere around there. I plan to read it eventually, but when? No time soon.
I was also reading Tower of God, but I didn't get far. I got to chapter 5 for Tower of God.
I think I only got to like chapter 3 when I was reading it.
But
what was it? Like, you guys didn't like the animation?
No, so
you didn't like the reading?
The art of the original Tower of God, like of season 1, is bad. I can't get into season 1 of Tower of God. The webtoon is that one is not saying it's trash. Is that compared from season 1 art style to season 2 art style, it's a big difference. I love season 2.
100% agree with you.
It's fucking phenomenal. Like the art style is a big difference. But season 1, Rachel's eyes are a bit more like girl has a gap in the middle, more apart. I don't know why I like that. For Bomb's head was drawn.
Fuck Rachel.
A bit differently. But Christ, one thing I would say is, please, if you're not gonna watch season 1 or season 2 yet, please hear the opening of season 1 if you haven't. Season 1 opening of Tower of God, that K-pop fucking slaps. Still until this day, I still listen to it, so I highly recommend it. Even if you still have not watched season 1 or 2 or don't plan to, highly recommend to check out season 1 opening. I have not seen season 2, so I cannot say anything about it, but I'm sure it will not beat season 1.
Only reason I didn't keep reading it was because I was reading it while I was on the road and my phone ran out of service and I forgot.
Fair. Yeah, at 2016 when service was still bad anyways, yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
But anything else to bring up or highlight, Watkins, of what you've been watching that you want to mention?
I got 2 other shows I was watching. Before we jumped onto the podcast, I finished episode 1 of Wisteria.
How is that one?
Which
I've been hesitating.
So I kind of forgot I actually read chapter 1 of this like a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Because
the
I'm watching the
Clover?
episode. Yeah, it's Black Clover, but better.
That's crazy.
So is this one the one that people have been calling on White Clover for so many years?
I believe so, yeah. Because, I mean, it's basically the same premise. Kid can't use magic, so he uses swords.
You're lying. Straight up? Yeah?
Really? Yeah, yeah. That's the whole premise.
Yeah. That's basically it. That's basically it. And guess what? Guess what, Vash? He wants to be one of the strongest mages.
I don't even got a comment or a clapback to even bring up. Shit, I'm a bit...
I'm sorry, you did cut off when you were saying it, but you're talking about Wisteria, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, wow, so this is...
You're lying. I've never heard that much confusion from Vash.
No, because I'm staring at I'm staring at the cover. I'm staring at the analyst literally telling me, and the main character literally has a silver sword. Literally has like a black coat on top, almost like the Black Clover Bulls.
Oh yeah.
And he literally has black pants and everything. Like he literally has almost the outfit. And I'm like, wait, that's what the title's called with Stereo, the wand and the sword, because the guy cannot use a wand and he gonna use a sword. The fuck? Oh my god, damn.
But here's the biggest difference though, is his motivation is to basically get his little pee-pee wet with his girlfriend that is already up in the highest room in the tallest tower. And if you think I'm lying bullshit trying to quote Shrek, well, guess what? That's because Shrek is love, Shrek is life, and Shrek is everywhere. Because that's literally part of the plot of it. It's literally
I might actually watch this anime.
Me too now, because I'm like, I need to understand what this wetness is coming from to understand how...
Hold on. So how is this different from...
Wetness is coming from... Oh, wait. It's still not different from Black Clover, because he wanted to just fuck the mate.
Yes, wait a minute. There is no difference. He did say that. He did say, I'm gonna become the Wizard King so you can marry me. That's what she did.
Yeah.
She came all the time to the village.
Oh god, it is Black Clover.
Wow.
All right, time to add this to my.
Hard pass then.
Let me
Sorry,
let me
boys.
find this in my fucking.
At least-
But hold up.
At least he's at an academy through
But
all
look,
of
this
this.
is a 77 average score and mean score. I'll tell you that now, guys. 77 average
sounds
score and
about
mean
right.
score. For Black Clover mean score and analyst on analyst, I'm gonna tell you in 2.5 seconds. So the average score is a 78 and the mean score is 78. That means it's a 1% higher than the other anime. Black Clover is
That's
1%.
crazy. It's 8.07 on my anime list.
What, Black Clover?
No, Wisteria.
It's an 8 point. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Hey, but
Yeah.
I don't use mouse. I don't compare to the rating, so that's interesting for that. But interesting to find out a blue hair version of Black Clover. Interesting. I might be more interested to watch it. I don't know. I don't got a comment on watching it or not.
Yeah.
I'm low key
Don't-
sold.
It is kind of it does kind of feel generic, but again, I only watched episode 1, and I know there's been a clip going around. I think from the latest episode.
Yeah, some action
like, on
shot
Twitter.
that I saw. Something
Yeah.
like a 20-second clip of some action. I'm like, oh, dope, cool.
Yeah, but I didn't really watch much of it because I'm like, I'll watch it when the episode comes out. But the last anime I'm watching, so, oh boy, I'm watching Fairy Tail's 100-Year Quest.
God bless your
And
soul, man.
It's Fairy Tail, all right.
How is
Well-
it? Is
well,
it
here's
worth
the
to
thing,
go
'cause,
back
like-
into it because they're going to the Water Kingdom to find the Water Dragon, right?
Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail, like,
Is the power of friendship?
the best, the best kind of, maybe the best kind of mid you can find. And you know what? Bless Mashima for creating it for other reasons, and that's more than likely why it's still going on to this day. Believe what you want, fight me, I don't care. But I don't know. It's fine. It's Fairy Tail. Not much to go beyond that. I mean, because I did read this manga for a bit,
Same.
and then stopped because I'm just like, I can't deal with this every other week schedule for only like 15 pages of mediocrity. All right, cool, neat, awesome. But I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. You
I
know,
also read Fairy Tail 100 Quest
yeah.
for 5 chapters.
yeah.
I'm
So-
kidding. I did not. I read Fairy Tail up to
Wait, what?
up to chapter 70.
Oh, shit.
So I actually did like Fairy Tail 100 Quest for a while. But I fell off. I'm good.
Yeah.
I got tired of seeing the power.
But hey, you know what? There's gonna be a deer anime added to all this, so it'll all balance out. You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead, guys. Go talk about this deer anime. I know y'all been waiting. I know that we're also about to wrap up the show soon. So let's talk about this deer anime.
I'll let
Oh.
Jokester. That's all Jokester right there. I'm gonna step this one out.
All right, so I'm gonna bring up the deer anime, but I'm gonna just go over my list very fast, right?
Go ahead.
So, other than Suicide Squad Isekai, because I started that with the podcast, I'm watching All Your Subtitles Has Are Failing in Russian, Days with My Stepsister,
That's next on my
I
list.
knew there was someone's gonna bring that up.
I'm gonna
Failure.
watch
I
that.
knew someone's gonna bring it up.
I'm
Plus Size Elf, Pseudo Harem, Quality Assurance in Another World, A Journey Through Another World, Raising Kids While Adventuring, and My Dear Friend Nokotan. So, if I'm giving a recommendation out of anything,
It's my plus elf, right?
of course, Plus Size Elf is always getting that recommendation. Titties and ass, yes, sir. But I give it to My Dear Friend Nokotan because it's funny as fuck. And then I give it to Hear Me Out Days with My Stepsister so far because I've watched all 3 episodes that have come out. It's been so damn good. And it's it's low key sad, and it's not incest, or so far it's not. It's been 2 people learning how to live with each other that don't trust shit.
I will say
And
it looks depressing. It looks depressing from the scenes I've seen.
It low key is.
It looks
It low
depressing.
key is. It's a deep ass story, but it hasn't like gave us. So I've been just hoping the entire time I was watching it. Please don't just randomly Yosuga no Sora me. If you know what that is, I'm sorry.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
thank
no.
God, you guys know.
Oh.
Thank God I'm not alone.
I would
I'm
say
not
this.
alone.
Oh.
I don't
Go
have a
on.
comment for that one.
Go on.
I want to say this. With Days with my sister, she is best girl from design. I have not seen the show yet, but by design wise, she is best girl of the summer season.
Yes.
Why
So
would you remind me of that series?
so yeah, it's like so far it's been a very like sweet, but also you can tell these niggas got some baggage type story.
Okay.
Other than that, Journey Through Another World, a guy got killed by God on accident, gets sent to another world because God's like, I'm sorry. And then he gives him two kids like, hey, I may or may not have also killed these two kids. Can you raise these twins? Audio, we talked about that earlier. Failure Frame, I said I had a gripe to pick with this anime.
Yeah, the CG is
And it's purely because of the motherfucking CG. Why is there so much CG in scenes where it doesn't even need it, bro? He was sitting in a field talking to a slime. You could have drawn that shit. You could have drawn it. What the fuck?
I do jokester. The anime
We already have
is
the
aight.
models. It's fine.
The anime is aight, but I do agree the CG is trash to the bottom tier trash. The CG is horrible. It does not remind me of to X-Arm extent, but this one is trash.
Yeah. Quality assurance. Think SAO, but from the perspective of the beta testers. I only watched the first episode. Great plot twist at the end. Holy shit. I definitely recommend. Plus size elf. Ass. Not ass as in it's bad, but ass as in ass. And
I
then
saw the clip going around.
Booty.
I saw that clip.
yes, sir. But
Booty.
my dear friend Nokotan, if you like Nichijou, if you like Pop Team Epic, or not Nichijou, like Lucky Star, I think.
Oh, there's another anime that's so close to that. Yeah, you said Nichigo, right?
Yeah, Nichijou.
Yeah, Nichigo. Yeah.
So yeah, if you like Nichijou, Lucky Star, Pop Team Epic, you will enjoy my dear friend Nokotan. It is so fucking adorable. This screenshot that's behind me literally comes from the opening. Like, it's so many, bro. Anime, like, I chuckle at anime a lot, but anime barely ever make me like laugh out loud, cackling type beat. This has done that, so I definitely give a recommendation. They are very self-aware. Like, they break the fourth wall within like the first 10 seconds. Give it a watch, please.
Crash. What's
Okay.
your
Yes, sir.
What's your recommendation to highlight? What's because we already spoken about them. You said that you had some thoughts about a few of them. Bring them up.
I'm gonna make my list very quick. For those of you who do like to read, I do make reviews about the anime that I do watch and I don't watch on my Facebook. I would potentially post about it maybe whenever we get the website up, so you guys could take a look at it. But to make my list very quick, I am currently watching for the summer 2024 season Oshinoko season 2. I am also watching Aliyah, sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. I am watching Near Automata Part 2, Season 2, Core 2, whatever you want to call it. I am also watching The Cafeterian and Its Goddess Season 2, which I do recommend for anybody who likes ecchi or harem romances or even romance.
Question. I want to watch that one. Is it easy to binge season 1?
Yeah, the first character that falls for the traps is a mommy. If you like, it's not an actual mommy, but like mommy vibes. If you're into mommies, you're already gonna fall for the traps. You're already gonna love her. A lot of fans, a lot of people who watch the show love her already as a character, and you see a lot of assertiveness in season 2, which is very good because as a harem, only one of the girls can get the guy. and you see already a character trying, you know, her best to get in his
Not with
pants.
that attitude.
It is a good harem. It's not the best. It's mid, but it's a good mid, if that makes sense. It's a nice pace, a good refresher, a couple of chuckles here and there. I like the animation. I like the character, how they make the characters look, draw. This new season introduces the bad landlord still being a dickhead, and he is trying to ruin, you know, the cafe and like their plans of like just trying to, you know, run a restaurant. I won't speak anything more on it because you know, show is still going.
Even
but
in
the girls,
fuck landlords.
yeah, fuck landlords, because on God, this man is a deviant. You don't understand. But you know, definitely a recommendation. I like it, but it's not like my top recommendation. I do like it. Unfortunately, it is not, you know, a high end anime. It is rated 7.55 on my anime list, so it is mid. But if you don't have nothing else to watch, because I do know personally this season is not, you know, putting out a lot of like good or decent animes. You want something ecchi to watch, I do recommend that. I do have Isekai Suicide Squad 2. I am on episode 5 and watched the last episode. A lot of people have been hating on the animation,
Of what?
and all I will say on for Isekai Suicide Squad Isekai,
Oh, yeah, it's trash.
me personally, I don't know why. I personally don't mind it. It is coming from Warner Brothers Animation Studio, so I believe not a lot of people understand that, because I don't know them well enough to put out good, decent animations. They are okay, but
Amanda Waller dancing.
Let me add a caveat. It's not Warner Bros. Animation. It's Warner Bros. Animation from Japan. So it's not that.
Yes.
So I didn't like their previous work of Batman Ninja. I don't like this work is better. Batman Ninja did not work for me. That's just the animation, the characters. Fuck Damian Wayne's hairstyle, not the character. I love Damian Wayne. My boy has gone through trauma. He
deserved that hairstyle. Fuck Damian Wayne.
Mount Everest at the age of 4 years old. You bugging. Why you putting a kid to climb Mount Everest at 4 years old? You are bugging. But
He should have got hit by an avalanche.
and he still survived. I bet you.
Cause he a bitch.
But I definitely was not a huge fan of this animation. I will hope to like something much better of this in the future.
I didn't mind it. You know, again, I don't like DC, but I like the plot. It's something different. It is something original, coming in from an anime perspective. So I'm good. I'm okay to trying out open things, you know. And this show so far is showing a lot of promise. I am not afraid to say that, you know, Harley Quinn, you know, in a Japanese animated style is hot as fuck.
Yes,
I do love the voice actor who does the Joker in Japanese. I personally, it's really hard to get a voice actor to portray one of the top biggest villains of all time. You know, Joker is an iconic villain. There is not a lot of people out there, you know, like you got Mark Hamill, you got John Quinn, who can, you know, portray the Joker in their own way, but in a Japanese aspect, it is very hard. Comparing that to Alaya, sometimes hires her feeling in Russian, the girl who does the voice acting in Russian, it's a little hard, it's a little cringe, it's a little like you don't feel it. So I was afraid the same thing with, you know, the Joker, and hearing him talk in Japanese, I'm like, you know what? I can get with it. It's not the best, but it's not bad either. You know, as somebody who wants to hear the iconic laugh, who wants to see evil, feel the evil in his voice, I think the voice actor is doing justice, you know, it being a trash animation.
What?
I wanted to say this about
the dub is out for anybody.
Oh, it's out.
They're up to episode 4.
Oh, it is.
I saw episode 4 in dub, and then episode 5 came out, and then went back to sub. I was like, oh shit, they have dub. I didn't even realize I was watching the dub until like 10 minutes in, because I was like, for me, you know, us watching Suicide Squad in English is normal. So then when it went back to sub, it threw me off. Like, oh shit, I forgot this is an anime I'm watching, so they don't have the dub episodes out yet.
Oh yeah.
So the dub is out, so if anybody wants to rewatch it in the future for dub, it should be done after episode 10 is out, and then 2 weeks later, that's when they should have the full 10 episodes dub already.
So I will. I've been wanting to say this about the whole Aya thing. Y'all got to think about how rare it would actually be to find a Japanese voice actor who is also like really fluent in Russian.
You don't have to get the same actress to voice actress to do the same role of the Russian Japanese. You get one that does the Russian, one that does the Japanese.
Yeah, but then what you lose is like the genuinity of the the voice of the actual character in itself. Because when you read the manga, you already have an idea of how she's gonna sound like in your head,
Yeah.
And then hearing it from either subbed or dubbed version, and then hearing another voice in Russian, kind of kills it, in my opinion.
That's the magic
Yeah,
of
that's-
voice acting, and with having a director telling you like, hey, you're gonna match the same tone with the Russian and the Japanese voice actor. Like, I feel like it could be done. I just don't know how it would be. I have never been in a production of voice acting, so I don't know how the in and outs would be.
I personally feel like that'd be like a needle in a haystack, like to find a Russian actor or Russian voice actor to sound that close to a Japanese voice actor, to where you're thinking, okay, these two different voices are definitely coming from the same person. I feel like that's, I won't say it's impossible, because I don't believe that anything is impossible, but highly improbable.
I mean, I've seen a lot of bad English, translations in actual sub. So it is. If it's really hard saying one thing in English, for a Japanese, voice actor. Imagine saying it in Russian, a whole different language. You're 100% right. It's difficult, but it's not impossible.
It's the same as when I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z in Spanish. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z in Spanish.
Yeah.
I heard Goku just screaming in Spanish and going the whole Super Saiyan 3. It was way different. It was weird. Because then
it's weird, but like you like it gets the job done, I guess. Like, it happens, whatever. Everyone has a different take and feel of it. So, and then you want to consider the perspective of some Russian people actually, watch the series potentially, how do they feel about the translation itself? Do they think they do it justice? Do they think it's weird? Everybody has a different take on it. But me personally, it feels a little off-putting. I don't personally think they did it good. They could have done it better. But I guess in the sense that, could they have found anybody better? Who knows? I guess now that it's done, it is what it is. But getting back to my list, gonna make it quick. I am watching my dear friend Nokotan. I will say, on my last review last week, I did say, fuck this show, it's trash, not gonna bother watching it. And then I just seen some memes of a girl who's a deer smiling, and I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't give it a chance, but I should. And if I'm wrong, shame on me. I should never learn my mistakes. And I started watching it, and I like the comedy. I like the art style. There is a horror series. I don't know which studios, this animation studio that created this show. I don't know if they're the same studio that made this horror series, which I can't name on top of my head. I think Go-To is the name of it, but they have very similar art styles, and I like that a lot. They do have a lot of references to other animes, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I think maybe
The
DBZ,
JoJo scene
something
was
like
fucking
that.
comedy.
Yeah, that was hard. I was like, what? Jotaro? Jotaro?
Reacted to her like, who are you? It just
Nani?
Right, there's a reference. Nani?
Yeah, it's not just JoJo, but they go
Alright.
full in with a lot of references. It's not just one, a lot of references. Like if you peep, I believe it's 2 episodes right now. 3 comes out. The 3rd one in Sunday. But it is rated 7.93 on my anime list. I have rated it currently 8 out of 10. I like it. It is brain rot. It is stupid. It is trashy. I should not be watching it, but for whatever reason, the animation is really nice and solid. It is a nonsensical anime. There is really no plot to it. You're just there for the jokes and laughs, nothing more. I'm not expecting anything much because, you gotta expect the unexpected, but I'm ready for anything it throws at me. And then the final show I'm watching, which I do recommend, is Our Last Crusade or The Rise of a New World Season 2.
I heard of it.
I have been waiting. I have been waiting for this for a
I
very
didn't
long
even know
time. There
season
are
2 was coming out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is an anime that I have been waiting, and I mean waiting for since its release. I believe in 2019.
2020 was the first season.
Sorry, 2020. Thank you. This, to explain it really quickly, there is a good guy, an assassin, and there is a guy, and then there's a bad guy, a Templar, to make it simply, a girl. You know, we are enemies. We cannot be with each other. We need to kill each other. But, you know, we keep meeting each other through different circumstances, and we get to know each other. And you know what? I kind of like this person. I kind of like the other person likes me back in, you know, a friendly way. And we get to know each other a little bit more, even though it's taboo to even touch or look at said person.
Romeo and Juliet.
It's like how, exactly. It's a bit of a Romeo and Juliet on set type of thing. But with a twist that, you know, there are evil... evil things happening in the background, a company maybe trying to take over, and it goes into the idea of, would you betray, you know, your friends, your family, your country, your whole life, you know, working to defile it for this one person? It's season 1. Season 2 goes right back into the action of what happened after the, you know, certain events of season 1, which I cannot spoil, but we do see, you know, our protagonist, you know, Issa, and we do see Alice still looking hot as fuck with those mommy milkers. You know, the animation team still kept it a buck with her. So happy to see it. The sister is now a love triangle, and I'm not afraid to spoil that right now. She's putting her hat in the ring. She said, you know what? Fuck Alice. I'm Sisabil. I can take Isaka as my own. You can't do nothing about it. And I'm all here for the love triangle. I do recommend it.
Incest this season. There's like 4 incest this season,
Yeah. Yeah.
I got no comment on that one.
Yeah.
It is again, it is a mid anime, 7.04 on my anime list. It is not the best,
How do you call
but since
7.7 mid? That's at least above average. That's not mid. That's good. That's good.
Nah, like 6 to 7's like mid.
Yeah.
say
This is why I
4 to 6 is not good.
It's like
Yeah.
mid.
This is why I
Out of
rate anime on a 5-point scale. I hate doing 10-point scales.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I should, but
Even
I don't learn my
so.
lesson. But it is a mid anime nonetheless. I would recommend it if you guys have nothing else to watch. It is you know, a romance,
Nothing
military
else to
action.
watch.
I'm about to say nothing else.
This man, nothing else to watch. Okay.
My first
Like-
time in 2 years, I'm trying to watch
Guys,
20
nothing else
animes
to
in
watch.
one
They're going to tell
season.
you to watch One Piece.
True.
Alright.
And then I have 3 shows that I put on hold. I'm not watching until week 4 to make a decision, which is, you know, Days of My Stepsister. Jokester did give a good synopsis about it. I'm still gonna hold off on it until next week to see whether or not I want to watch it, because I do want to give it a chance. I don't know if it's incest or not, which is make or break. Even, you know, as of right now, we still don't know, which is, you know, really, really bad. I am a romance guy, but again, a lot of romance stories have been done. They're not original. So you know, my thing with this show is, what does it bring to the table that no other romance anime has done before? Past, you know, the animation, you know, the studio, whatnot. I want a good story. I want a good romance story. Why is this show being very popular, very mainstream? That's what I'm keeping out for right now. The other show I'm keeping an eye out in is 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. It is a ecchi harem anime, 7.29 on my anime list. It is very similar to a show you guys were talking about not too long ago. The only difference between the other show and this show is that this show is the idea is the concept of a high schooler who doesn't believe in real girls, and he joins this manga club, and then another girl joins the manga club, and she's also low-key a cosplayer, so she cosplays all the spicy hot stuff that he could ever desire in his, you know, games and his manga. So, you know, it's a bit of a fan
So
service.
it's Joseph Darling with a dork.
Yes, but then again, don't quote me on this because I've only seen trailers. I believe right now there is a potential second love interest coming in the works that says, you know what, fuck this other girl, I could do better than her. I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me on it. But there are a lot of spicy takes and a lot of spicy picks for this man. It is romance in a sense, but I don't know how far the romance goes. If it's just straight ecchi, it's just fan service if you're looking for something spicy to look into. And then finally, for the romance people who really, really want something genuine, there is a very old anime, and I mean a really old anime that's getting a 3rd season. I'm not too sure if you guys are familiar with the show. It's called From Me to You. It is coming out on Netflix August 1st. It is on my to-do list. I'm going to catch up on it. It is going to talk about, after graduating from high school, how their relationship with Shota and Sakuo deepened. I have not watched the show myself.
Crazy. It went from 2009 first season, second season 2011, and then third season 2024.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations for that series to get a third season after so many years. That is
never say never. Never say never. It might not get a season 2 or 3 right now. It might get a season 2 or 3 down the road, but never give up. That's what I tell everybody. I already got one of my 5 anime, which is Our Last Crusade.
Yeah, I forgot they made a new season for See, you said the English title. I've never heard it called that. I'm always thinking you need to joke it.
Yes.
It is a lot of people have been talking about it, but it is going to come out on Netflix. I have not watched the anime yet. It is on my to-do list, so I do try to plan to binge it as much as possible before season 3. Bro. It is. I've heard only good things, and even though it's an old anime, I know the animation is not going to be on its best, but I don't mind that. Like I said, I'm here for a good story. I want originality, and that is an original anime, so I do know I'm going to go in with good expectations. But for anybody who wants, a wholesome romance with something simple, something that might even break your heart, make you cry, or just make you, squirm a little bit, as you're watching the show, From Me to You is something I highly recommend out of all, the animes right now for the summer season.
Julio.
I like that. Those are great seasons. Those are great choices. Those are great suggestions. I was going to give my other sleepers that I've been watching as well. But you know what? I'm like, I could give that next week when we do our Weebs Lounge for the things that we've been watching. Because things that haven't given the time yet. But I have 3 days before our next recording. So I have time to watch them. But I think we're good for the show because we already passed our usual time. And we're about to pass the 2 hours and a half. So any closing thoughts for the show? Because right now, I'm going to tell you this. I have great animes for recommendations that I'm going to be watching for the next couple of days. I've been enjoying the conversation we have for some good ones. I definitely have some issues in this episode with our boy Crash and his hot takes of his average medium score. It needs to be talked about. Like, hey, you calling a 7 or a 6 trash, but then you're calling a 7 to an 8 mid. What kind of score is that? You should just do a 1 to 5 then, because if you're calling like an 8 or 7 mid, then that's a 3, and then you're calling a 6 or 7 trash, then that's a 1, because that makes more sense when it comes to the scoring. I'm like, damn, I got a question now. Now I have a better understanding when I read his reviews. I'm like, I can't wait to watch My Days with My Stepsister, because that's one that I really cannot wait to see. I didn't hear nobody talk about it, but I'm a definitely check out I Parry Everything and My Wife Has No Emotion. Those are 2 of the ones that I'm gonna be checking out. And
yeah, I forgot about I Parry Everything.
No, don't watch it.
Because fuck High Dive.
I'm not gonna say about that because who knows if the sponsors in the future. But how to become ordinary. Also, I was going to check that one out too. So I have some expectations with some stuff. And the news, news be news. Can't wait to talk about the things that we save up for this coming next recording. Because those are ones that I'm actually more excited to talk about.
Word.
My last thoughts are Shika Nuka 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 Tush Tan Tan. Shika Nuka Nuka Nuka
My last thoughts are those horns are about to be ripped off and thrown across the room, and no, Sydney, you're not allowed to get them.
What did she do to you? She did nothing. All she did was look adorable and have some deers.
Fuck, what did she do? What did my horns do?
Your horns know what they did. They know.
But
Sydney,
Crash, have any last thoughts of the news or the show itself that you want to bring up?
Once again, I would like to thank you guys for letting me join the podcast and give my hot takes for this summer 2024. Definitely, the shows I did list, I do recommend to anybody who is interested to watch, or any veteran viewers. I do know that my opinions are very spicy, and I do know that, my co-host Vash does not agree with me or my grading, but, nonetheless, I'm here to be not a hero or a villain. I'm just here to give my opinion, and at the end of the day, anyone's opinion is valid, whether they want to believe it or not. And we're all here to watch some good stuff. But you know what's not a good thing to watch? The fucking Halo series on Paramount. Fuck that show.
Yes, sir.
Acolyte, I'm coming for you. Stay tuned for the review. I am posting it on my Facebook later on this week. Same thing for The Boys season 4. We didn't speak about it that we did last week, but the show did finish its season finale today. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to watch it, but I will have the review up and ready for it to review on my Facebook later on this week. And for Jokester, still can't believe you hate Ben Affleck, Robert Pattinson, and Andrew Garfield at the exact same time.
Wait, no.
Crazy,
I
bro.
don't hate Ben. Ben Affleck is the one I like.
He
Yeah.
likes Ben Affleck.
He likes
yeah.
Ben Affleck.
Oh, you like him?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
the other
I heard
ones.
all three, and I'm like, God damn, 3 men at the same time. Pause. Hey, yo.
No, I like Ben Affleck. I just don't like Robert Pattinson or Andrew Garfield because their heads are too goddamn big for their bodies.
Ben Affleck off the list. 2 guys. Cool. Good to know. Good to
And
know.
2 guys are one of my favorites. Andrew
3
Garfield's
guys
one of
is
my
too much.
He said I could stick with 2. Andrew with a big head and Robert Pattinson with the big head ball cap.
Batman movie sucks. I gave it a 6 out of 10. 3 hours, no. Catwoman slaps. Would not watch that on anything. On God, not even pay me $1 million. And stay tuned for my reviews.
Stay tuned for the reviews soon on his Facebook and soon to be on the website. It's definitely 100% launching in August. Great things are happening. Like our boy Crash said, that go check out the reviews. But without further ado, let's get straight to the outro. Because it is, I'm going to keep it simple, guys. Thank you for watching everything of AniMa We Studio. Thank you for watching Anime Podcast episode 150. Thank you for watching Weebs of the Ring and everything that we've been producing. Our shorts and soon to be website launching AnimaWeStudio.com. And everything else, on behalf of everyone of Anime Studio, we thank you for joining us on the Anime Podcast. And don't forget to follow the socials of the brand and the team. All the links are down below in the description. And the Anime Podcast was presented by us, Vash, Jokestar, Watkins, and our boy Rome is not here, but our guest, Crash, we appreciate you for coming here for the 3rd show in a row and appreciate for coming through. But other than that, this podcast is not recorded by a live studio audience. It was a live stream episode this week. Next episode 151 will be a pre-recorded, so you'll be watching it on there at 9 p.m. EST on premiere episode. So without further ado, if you have any questions that you want to ask us for the summer episodes or conversation, comment down below. Other than that, we see you fucking next week. The Batman movie is amazing.
He stopped.